Good morning, everybody. I am your host, Invasion Bing. I'm here with I Am Prime, and this is the PCL, the PUBG Console League. We're bringing you FPP action today. This is the money round where the top 16 teams compete for the big dollars. Prime, how are you feeling today, man? Welcome. And what can you tell us? What are your feelings for the day? How are things going from qualifiers? What do you expect to see in these 4 Aaron Gale matches?
Money round. There's nothing like it. This is the most competitive scene set for PUBG on console that you guys will ever get, right here on Twitch, right here on the PCL's channel, officially backed by PUBG. This is it. This is kind of almost the warm up, the feel before we get fully backed, right, Bing? I think that a lot of these teams are trying to really make a name for themselves and put a staple in. So I expect everyone, all top 16 teams that advance, to really bring it fully. I think that they are no longer going to be toting weapons that are no longer in their preference. I think we're going to see a lot of barrel action, a lot of SLR action. And I think these teams have been working pretty hard through the week trying to figure out what their strategies are going to be and how they can overcome the number one team that we saw in the regular season or in the qualifying rounds, which happened to be the Mates. We saw Avita dominate for what? The first 8 games, Bing, and then we saw the Mates sneak up, who was at what, 17th place at one point?
Oh.
And now they find themselves in first place through the qualifying rounds, and they were up 17 points. So that was very interesting. We also had Torch getting a little bit of fill, being in the top 3. So, I mean, these teams, especially the new teams that we've seen these players before, Bing, but we haven't really seen these team names like AIC. We've seen ATR, we've seen the Dub Cs. These guys were hanging around the top 5 or 6, but Invasion found themselves in like 7th, and I'm sure that they want to do tremendously better in the money round for sure. But they had some few unfortunate circumstances, mainly with rotations. I've noticed they've lost some players with some of their rotations, so I know that they're going to clean that up. Team Valid is a very sleeper team, being they have some really high gunners. I mean, they got Beretta in there, they got Warrior Muffin, of course, the number 1 female master. So I mean, that they're loaded roster wise. They got Dontrix, who's helping them out as well. They're loaded roster wise, and I would expect to see big games from them, right?
I like Valid. Their rotations are really good. They typically drop Roz, and then they move from Roz, so that centers up in the circle. They end up in those first 2 or 3 fights, and they catch people in the rotations coming out. And like you said, Warrior Muffin does a very good job. She is excellent at the shooting. I'm not sure who's their IGL at the time, because their roster is so fluid, right? They have depth. They do a very good job of engaging in fights. they position themselves in places where nobody else is, right? Like sometimes I see them in mansion and they're in four corners of mansion, keeping people out of there. And other times I see them rotating and pushing fights. Then they're playing on the hill where other people aren't playing. Well, I'm very interested in seeing that. But when you talk about the best of the best, right? We talk about the Avitas of the world. Like who is going to be able to counter Avita's strengths? When you talk about one of the best players in the game, you got to talk about Sweeney, right? Sweeney's hands down rotations. He's making the rotations. He's hitting the shots. He's doing everything that you've seen anybody do. Sweeney is one of the best and one of the youngest players playing right now. So I think the mates are going to have to figure out a way to counter what Sweeney's doing, whether that's taking out Avita at the very beginning of the game, or whether that is out fragging him by getting the lower people on the leaderboards out of there first. You always got to wonder about the mates. The mates seem to be the most challenged team in the PCL because they drop Pachinki, and I guess that's where the big dogs go. So everybody wants to drop down there and fight them straight off. They don't care. It always baffles me because the mates do win a lot. Well, Dub C lands in military in Milta Power literally every match. Maybe once they don't, right? But literally every match, and they never get dropped on. So I just wonder why people are always picking on the mates, right? So we'll see how it goes today. I'm very excited about this. The way the PCL is going and the way these players are taking it. They're studying their film. They're practicing nonstop. I can't wait to see how this evolves and who's going to take the money for the money round. And as you say, this is the last, let's say the last one for the OGs, right? Because we know that the PCL is going to change because we are the official partners of PUBG. So going forward, we'll see a lot of new faces and a lot of new people and a lot of new formats. So who is going to be the king of the OG format and the OG status and the OG PCL? I guess we'll figure that out after these next couple of weeks, right, Prime?
Yeah. And you mentioned the mates. You mentioned where they go and how some teams try to challenge them. We saw some junk talk brewing in the Discord the other day, and that was from the Pub Stars. We heard the Pub Stars are coming directly for the mates. I'll be interested to see if it's going to be game one or if they plan to do it based on their play and how they develop throughout these first couple of games, or if they're going to go right at them. We're going to take you guys right into that action relatively quickly. But Bing, I'm excited. I know you are as well, man.
I am too, man. And we want to just start out and saying thank you guys for being able to be here and participating in the PCL. Thank you to all our mods and all our staff. We're trying to build more staff. We're going to have like sort of a career page on the website so you guys can get in here and we can try to find some new hosts. We want to find some observers. We want to find all that kind of stuff because we definitely need it going forward. There are going to be more cameras on the field and we're going to up the production. So if you do videos, anything like that, just check out that careers page. We can't pay you right now, but maybe one day we can. So with all that being said, thank you guys very much. And from me and Prime, we love you. Thank you. You supported us. You're the reason why we got here. And you're the reason why we're going to continue to grow. And with that being said, we're going to take you guys straight into the action right now.
I just saw a big headshot being dealt out too. A team 13 member has gone down. That's from the Pub Stars right there. And we are right in the Pachinki. Sparky already confirming a kill there. And Team 13, the Pub Stars did challenge the mates right here.
Prime, gravity is down as well already. So there's a 1-1 relationship right here. The Pub Stars weren't coming to play. They said it.
Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. I love to see this brew right from the beginning. These guys are not only playing for money, they're also playing for dignity and to get their name out there, right? So they're trying to do their best to compete and also trying to do their best so their name is known on this national stage at this point.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is the best push we've seen from a team here. If you notice, they're not surrounded like other teams usually are by the mates. They're not surrounded, and they have an opportunity to actually get some knocks here or rotate out if need be. They don't have to press this. If you see Sparky has backed all the way up, he must not have the right amount of hills yet. And look at Tactical is also on the retreat. We don't typically We don't typically see this.
Yes, we don't. So Gravity did get revived. It looks like the Pub Stars did lose a member. They still have Morphine up, and remember, he had that absolutely dominating gameplay on the top of that mountain, killing everyone left in the solo. What seemed to be like a solo fight at the end, right over by that mountain.
I remember he was definitely giving them what they came for that day. Oh my goodness, you're right. Hey, this is, like I said before, I'm excited. This is a good matchup. So we always talk about the mates, and a person that's taken lightly from the mates is Gravity, because he tends to get knocked because he's away from the team a lot, and he's their aggressor. Like, he's the guy who's poking in and out of there, so the rest of his teammates can get angles. And in this case, we've already seen him go down once. Now, every time we see a fight in Pochinki, we ask ourselves, is it worth? Because if you go down in Pochinki, or you only leave out of here with 2 members, can you win or place high in the rotations? Look how long this fight is, right? This fight has been forever, and one of the things that mates do well is they rotate to the next spot early in the rotation, early in the phase. And right now, they're not going to be able to do that because the Pub Stars are holding them up.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're absolutely right. And I think the reason why this is considered a gold mine, or why people like this area so much, especially the mates, is 9 times out of 10, or let's say 8 times out of 10, when it's not a military zone, even though if it ever is a military zone, it's not a bad rotation from here because you can take either bridge. But if it's one of those west or east zones, they can now dominate, get a ton of kills, and see themselves doing a lot of damage towards the end. Being they can get a lot of kills and maybe get a win if they keep all 4 players, or at least 3 players up. We've seen them win with 2 before. But if they keep that kind of momentum up towards the end of the game, getting their weapons hot early in the beginning, like we talk about, Bing, that is when they can become that's when they can do a ton of damage, and then they put themselves in a position where they have they're in first place with a ton of kills and a ton of points from winning, and then they separate themselves from others, and then they have some a little bit of a buffer between them and second, third, and fourth.
That's true.
Mind Eclipse going down as well.
Oh, there's only one person left for the Pub Stars. Giggles had went down on the 3 stack right there, and it looks like Morphine is going to back out. Now, if you are other teams, you are a little upset that teams are dropping on the mates, because they're one of the best teams, and if they continue to drop on them and continue to lose, you're just feeding them points, basically, right? You're just going to feed the best team on the game, or one of the best teams on the game, 4 points at the beginning, and then have them get all the loot plus your loot and start with a 4-point advantage. It's kind of tough. But like you said before, I'm excited to see that people are actually going in there and contesting them. We always wonder where people are going to start contesting the drops of the major teams, and it looks like they are. Uh-oh. Is that Bandy getting the takedown?
Bandifer getting kills. He takes down Tyrannical and gets the confirmation. Tyrannical, one of the IGLs on this team, right? Being for Torch, that's going to be a big takeoff right there. Let's see if Tyrannical can stay mentally in the game and guide his team to a top whatever finish.
I'm confused. I don't know where that happened. I think it happened on the rotation. It must have been a car-to-car takedown right there. Because see, the Torch is right here. So I think they were just driving by. He ended up beaming them out of the car right there. Wow, that's tough. But look, TD couldn't find their spot. They got beat on their rotation. Where are they going to go? Good spot, though. They found this.
No idea. Yeah, this is a good spot. If they end up pulling here, they're going to be in a good spot right here.
Top of chopsticks. Yeah, you're right. We have a gap.
I love the way the gamers have different ways to call things out, because I would have never thought that these would look like chopsticks at the time.
Right. So
I call them tunnels.
So I call them trenches, and we got that. So I think chopsticks comes directly from the PC callouts, right? A lot of our players watch PC callouts, and then they're like, look, such and such and such and such, and they just continue to take off what they say, right? Like the compound we call the plateau compound, in every game we've ever played on PC, there's a heaven, and that's heaven on PUBG, right? And I didn't put that together. I was told that last time I did a hosting job. They said, look, we call that heaven. So I said, okay, from now on, it's heaven for me too. Shucks.
I I respect that. I respect that. I like to hear what you guys at home in the chat too. Call some of these places. Oh, you see Mushu taking down Bazaar. That is not needed for AIC. They did so well in the qualifying. They got smoke out, and whoever that is right next to him was able to get a heal off, and is probably going to try to get a res. But Team 14, which is obviously RMV, results may vary, does not want to see this guy get the revive for sure.
Look at this, Prime. I was wondering if and Brain takes down Warhawk elsewhere. I was wondering how RMV was gonna play, because RMV has been around a very, very long time, and Mushu seems to be one of the.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Wait! Did the car kill him from that explosion, or did he get a shot off there?
He got shot again, but the car went up, and then he shot him under the car. I wish that the car would have fell on him and he killed him. That would make my day, but I don't think he could do that. I think it pushes you out of the way. But I really would have been more appreciative if the car would have killed him right here. It looks like Envy got knocked from elsewhere, from AIC, from the side over here.
Wow, this is a very interesting cluster here. These teams look like they appear to be fighting to get to these compounds, because these compounds are obviously some money compounds for this zone, and it's a race to get there. And if you're caught from the outside looking in, you're the one being shot at and being picked on by two teams rather than just having a fight with one, right? You see Envy getting revived there.
Right. Team number 10 tried to pull up, right? And then they got turned away by exclusive. Trouble is out here by himself as well. I
wonder if he's scouting.
Wait. What team is Trouble playing for?
He has a 6 over his name, so he's playing with Winter Circle right now.
Oh man,
that is yeah. But remember, SLG is not playing in this particular season of PCL. Trouble's half health though, but that is one enormous pickup that a lot of teams wish they would have had. You see his vehicle is disabled. He's going to pull up to a shack and try to make something out of nothing here. And if anybody can do it, it's going to be him, right?
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work, Prime. That's 3 of the top 5 players in people's opinions, all on the same team.
Yeah, all on the same team. But I'll tell you this, Warhawk is out and gone.
He is gone.
Soup was able to confirm the kill. And I know for sure that Invasion, based on those memes that were floating around social media, they did not want to see being made a meme ever again. And I know Soup is feeling good already with getting Warhawk down and eliminating him game 1.
Agreed.
They're in a really good spot too. They're in that compound that we like, right by the chopsticks being. They get to catch some people who are late rotators down that road. This is one of you and ours favorite compound to get a lot of kills in, right?
The problem I think this is what's gonna happen right here is when this next zone, if it doesn't pull to the south, they're gonna be in trouble. Sturdy's gonna fall down this mountain, and he must have been one shot, and then he jumped off and hurt himself. AV is gonna pull up, Prime. No shot. No, they don't. Right? Not right now, right?
I don't know.
No way, right? It's too early. It's too early.
Yeah, they're just gonna sit here.
But this isn't the team we talk. This is the play. This is this like a pivot play, right? 3-1 out, and then Lou's just gonna get another angle. Since he knows there's nobody else in that other compound, and he didn't hear any shooting going on over there. Now this is gonna make it very hard for Team 8 AIC. AICs can hold the building, but if anybody gets knocked or goes outside in the back, maybe Lou will have an angle. He decided to go back. Look how freely he's rotating.
Interesting play. Yeah. I mean, there aren't any shots, so this indication right here for me is either teams don't want to give away their position just yet, or they don't have enough confidence in their loot situation bullet wise to take those shots. Because if you have over 200 rounds, you're taking those shots.
Is TD going right here?
That is a good move for them. You would like to see a team like that was Invasion or that other green team make their way in there. That is interesting that compound was vacant as well. TD gonna try to ride around and get a scout in, and no, they've committed. Led by Ratatat, they fully committed.
You already know that there's nobody there, kind of, right? Like, no, you assume that there's somebody there, but as you drive up, this is what I was looking for.
Tacticals knocking Kid in the hat. Standards goes down. Tacticals goes down to a car along with Sparky. Shogun getting confirmed by Damo, putting points up for Torch. Gravity getting Warrior Muffin. This is a interesting big fight right here. Warrior Muffin going down and confirmed.
Torch has to get out of this house, out of the house, and come down here.
Yes, they need these kills.
This is the problem.
They need a third party. Yeah.
This is exactly what you wanted to see if you were not going for the mates right here, right? Because the mates have definitely just committed and lost 2 players. You have to be on them.
Yeah, and they're getting reses now. And
if he hears it, I think it's too late. They're too late.
So was Kid was on Torch right here?
No, Kid was on Valid. No? That whole Valid got wiped. Okay, oh, there it goes. They were late. Quakes called it out, but they were late. They had to be faster right here. They could have got him in a 2.
Yeah, this would be an easier fight for them, right?
Right. Would have been easy cleanups. I think that's one of the things that people don't understand. They have to get out there. They have to be. Oh, Diffie gets beamed by Sparky, and they're gonna get instant comfort
right there. Yeah. So you're absolutely right. For those who are watching at home, Torch, who's more of a passive team, allowed the fighting to happen right outside their compound. So they're used to that. So they allowed that to happen. And instead of pushing out and getting the easy wipe on the mates, which would have been great for them, and obviously the rest of the teams in the lobby, they waited and then they decided to push. And then they ended up losing players in that exchange where it would have been a 4v2 fight, right?
Yeah, that's tough, man. You have to be ready to go and ready to be in any fight at any time. Mass is gonna die to the blue over there, as we see right here as he gets knocked. I think that's Dub C in a very tough situation. I think Trouble's the only person alive from them. Look at this rotation by Invasion. The problem with this rotation is they have to drive by the mates, man.
By the mates, yep, by the mates. You're right. And also, I do want to remind everyone, for those who are at home and new to watching, we stay in aerial cam so we can eliminate any opportunity. That's big right there. Gravity catching signs. I wonder what vehicle he was driving. He's going to get confirmed. They lose a player in a rotation. He was in a dossier. I really thought a dossier rolling, but the rest of Invasion is going to be okay. But I just want to let you know we stay in aerial cam to give you the best perspective. As these tools develop from PUBG and is provided to us, we will get you guys in more player perspective fights. But once we get to top 10, we will surely, or lower, or whatever Bing decides, we will make sure we get you guys the best angle so you can see how these players really play.
I want to make it clear that that was not a bad rotation by Invasion. That was good shots by the mates. But the real thing is you don't expect the mates to be right there in the woods. If you're an IGL, you expect them to be more centered in a compound. That's the thing. When you get a good team on the edge, they kind of mess your rotations up. That's why people want other people to take those fights. For example, notice how AV has pushed all the way in to the mid. They are getting their heads brung right now. There goes Lou. There goes Sweeney.
TD. This is a great opportunity for them. Exclusive helping out the bunch, and that is Team 10 gone, and that is Avita, who found themselves in second place in the qualifiers. We're seeing some heavy hitters going through some rough terrain right now, being Morphine going down and confirmed to Kimba.
Man, so TD did a lot of that work right there for the mates, but then actually what you just seen was that nade, and that nade took out a lot of people right there. That was tough and a good play by Exclusive. I know Exclusive is chomping on the bit to get his team back into the PCL prime. I mean, I know he's playing for AIC right now, but he would really, really love to get a win under the CK belt, baby. And I can't wait to get them back in next season.
Yeah, we're gonna see some teams making a comeback. CK being one of them. Also known as the Console Killers, led by Exclusive, who I hear is a really, really good IGL. The team literally puts their faith in his callouts, and they've had some great success from it, right, Bing?
They have. They've won a lot of PCL matches and placed very well in a lot of games. They've won a lot of the qualifiers. I don't believe they've ever won the PCL. There's only been a few teams that have actually claimed that prize. But I expect to see them doing very, very well in the future, especially because of some of the players that I know now that are playing for them. And I've noticed that a lot of people are saying that a lot of these names that people don't recognize, one, people on Console Comp change their name every day, it seems like. And two, these are new faces. It's changing. It's grown. A lot of people have left, and a lot of people have come up and become new players, especially since the crossover from the cross plat happened. We have PS4 teams that participate, and we have teams that just don't make it anymore. well, you will see a lot of the names that you're used to and a lot of the people that you know come back season 9. We're going to expand the PCL in ways that you don't understand. We're going to try to make 3 groups, 4 if necessary. That's why we need as many hosts and as many observers as possible, mods and all of that. We're going to make it so that everybody can participate, hopefully run about, 64 teams would be love. It would be the best possible position. And we want to do that for all perspectives and even for EU. And if we can figure out those numbers and make that happen, we're going to make sure that we can. And it is going to be, it is going to be a absolute production and an absolute massive event. That's what we're looking forward to doing. I talk to Prime about it almost every day, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a little difficult, and I can't do it without you guys. So make sure that you guys are supporting, retweeting everything that you can, flipping, make your own blogs, start a Reddit post. You know,
start a Reddit post. Listen, guys, seriously, start a Reddit post. Start a Facebook post. We want this thing to blow up just as much as you do, and we need your help. Because we couldn't have done it without your help, and we want to put you guys on a platform. You think that this notoriety for the PCL is just in Bing's benefit or my benefit? You guys are absolutely wrong. These players are going to become stars. These players are going to be signed to highly well-known organizations who have a huge reputation and is willing to pay these guys for their talent. So we want to make sure that all of you guys who think that you can compete in the PCL, who love to be around the community, who know these players personally, we want you guys to put them on a pedestal as much as Bing does. I could be speaking for him incorrectly, but if I know Bing and for as long as I have, I know that he loves to see people compete at their highest level, and he wants to put these people in position to be generously compensated for that. So that's the whole reason why he came out with this league. He was, he found little niches in other leagues that he was not necessarily too thrilled about and didn't see any vision. So he created his own, and you guys backed us, and we can't thank you anymore for that. And we want to continue to grow off that. Bing, is that the nail on the head?
That's absolutely right. That's exactly the reason why we made that's exactly the reason why we made the PCL. The PCL is made just so that the other leagues I noticed were just for one team and one team only. So these leagues right here are for everybody. ATR are going to go down right there. They are in a tough spot as they got pulled up on by, I believe this is the Red Reapers. Please correct me if I'm incorrect.
What number is this?
This is number 12.
Number 12 is Berserker.
Oh, this is Berserker Esports. Yep. I apologize. They pulled right up on them. It caused them problems. They didn't get a lot of the kills. A lot of the kills went to the mates. The mates might be on their way to at least a 10-kill game. TD is going to aggressively push up into this this fight as well. As you can see, Tickle has been very aggressive today. He was not aggressive during the qualifiers. I was looking for TD and him to play a little bit better, and that's what they're displaying right now. But yes, the main reason is I want to see. I tweeted about this today, which is crazy. I want to see everybody get their recognition. You guys have been playing for so long and doing this you've been so dedicated and so committed that I want you guys to get the recognition that you deserve. There should be absolute all-stars and stars from comp, man. And that is what, from console PUBG. There's 7 million copies of PUBG have been sold. There's no reason why there shouldn't be active players who are stars. We talk about old players so much that we don't talk about how active players are playing, and I think that is a misstep in our behalf. Being the community, we're always looking at what happened before, and we're not looking at what's going on right now. We always want to bring up the legends and the old people, and we're not talking about the greatness that's being displayed right in front of us. And I think we have to do that in order to. Exclusive goes down. That's AIC taken out at 8th place. But I think that's important, and going forward, I think that's what we're trying to do as the PCL, but we need your help as well. I think we should stop with the negativity and boost up the positive sides of PUBG as well as the positive sides of the PCL. And if the only thing in PUBG that you think is positive is the PCL, well, I want to hear it. I need you guys liking the YouTube videos, retweeting the retweets, everything, just as much as you can. Oh, Pickle goes down to Lullaby. Yo, Lullaby won that 1v by himself, right?
First. Good job, Bing. Good job.
Hey, man, look, I can't shoot the gun. I could just call it, you know? But this allows the mates. The mates are not in the tactically sound position because they're on the bottom, right? But they've wiped the whole bottom. So they're down there for as long as they want to be.
play. What a play. And also in the midst of all of that, Trouble went down relatively early as well. So we see Dub C going out. This is Team 11, the Red Reapers being eliminated as well. Team 16's on the top, that's ATR. With Team 15 down below, that's the Dossers, also known as TD. And then Team 2 are the mates. You guys see them over there in the right side of your screen. And we're almost at a top 5 situation. 7 teams alive. This is going to get very spicy.
What you have to remember here is, since this is that FPP perspective and the one most people like to see in a competitive situation, you're not going to see people just be able to run up the mountain shooting and seeing the perspective. If you don't see the person, you can't shoot the person. Like, you don't know that they're going to be here. There's no camera perspective on this. This is just straight up, I have to see you to shoot you type of situation. This is what you guys asked for. This is what you guys love. Understand that Dom has been in his position for about 30 minutes. I think he put his controller down. He's probably eating some pizza, drinking some coffee.
Disgusting. Pizza and coffee did not go together.
Right, you do that. I drink coffee with literally any meal, whatever you're talking about, Prime. Feed it to me in an IV. I'll take it that way as well. I don't care. NV4, relatively unknown team. They are from South America, and they do a very good job. This is a PS4 team. A lot of us do not know about them because we have not faced up against them. We are not in their region. Brain has to win this 1v. Lilith helps out. Lilith's gonna go down now.
He tried to get the drop shot off. I don't think Brain, I was gonna say, I don't think Brain had enough health to finish that fight. That's tough for him. Soup's gonna try to back off here. He still has to weather the storm if he want to get some points for his team. He took a big, and that's it for him. Invasion is down at 7th.
There was no angle for him to get to cover because the mates were already looking up here. He was taking shots down. And this is a good push by NV4, and only because they had the numbers, right? So what they did was try to go 2 on one side, 1 on the other side, and that way they could cover as much ground as possible. That's a tough rotation for them, being that this team was at full strength and nobody shot at them on the backside. So Team 14, which is RMV, never put bullets down on them. They just let them go. Really, really tough.
Look at Damo doing his best. Damo right here. He knows he's got his back against the odds, but we'll see how he plays out. Damo, a really good solo player.
Laser
right there. I saw some people mentioning Laser. He gets knocked right there. I saw Laser being mentioned in the chat. There he is.
Oh, here comes RMV for some knocks, I think. Let's. He's gonna go for this res. No, he's healing up. He's healing up. He's healing up. Here comes the nade. I think Luton might get doubles. Oh, it's a little far. This is something that I want to talk about, right? And Tacticals gets taken down by Dom. Look at this, Prime. If you're an older player, right, and you haven't touched the game in a long time, you think that nade should have got the kill, you know, because you haven't played and you don't know about the nade, you know, nerf per se. If this was when SSG was playing, he would have killed everybody on that mountain right there. Now you have to play it a little different. Dimshik is gonna absolutely eat right here. The mates have to have 4 million kills.
Yes, I agree. So what you guys are looking at here, Team 2 highlighted in green are the mates. Team 14 highlighted in orange is RMV. Team 16 led by one person is Genesis, and then Team 15 is the Dossers TD. 3v3v 1v2.
They have 17 kills. This is the first game. If they win this, that'll put them. If they win this with no more kills, they will have 27
points. That's just insane. And I don't see that happening either.
Oh my goodness, you guys! This is why you don't poke the bear. For what? You're gonna talk to these guys, man. Listen. They've won on
the bear being poked.
Don't poke the bear, bro. Don't poke the bear. Wow, matter of fact, why are you even talking to the bear? Leave the bear alone. Man, goodness gracious.
Man, we have seen, 3 or 4 mountainous endings right here? This is a new PCL zone right here. Like, this is it. High ground, low ground.
We talk about how are teams going to play from update to update, because it seems like every update they change the zones. And you can't get a grip on the... Wait, what? Oh, it's just him. I was saying, I thought he had to be aggressive right here for the NV4 Prime, because he had the peaks. He just doesn't see what I see, right? Oh, you can't whip here. Oh, no.
no.
Now he's a victim. All eyes on him. Oh, and these boys ain't gonna whiff.
And my apologies, Team 16 is MV4, not ATR. That's my bad right there.
That is not your fault. That is their fault. They will fix it next game.
Oh my goodness.
They are in accurate positions, but they've come to understand. But it looks like the mates that's 2 more kills. They're on 19. They're gonna have a 20 kill game right here. I don't see them not having that. And if they get a 20, this might be the most kills we've ever seen by one team in the money round in one game.
That's true.
That would be number 20 right there.
My goodness. Don't poke the bear.
Don't poke the bear, bro.
Don't poke the bear. I am going to say the same thing and just say,
oh, they are literally just beaming people as they fought. I don't see RMV can't win, right? Because the circle is coming down from that side. So as they come down, they will get shot. And then Gimshik is holding on the right side, and Gravity's just gonna pick away. He's gonna get met up because he has so much time. Oh, and he doesn't miss a shot.
Gravity is just playing absolutely out of his mind.
How do people talking about him, Prime, as the weak link?
All we gotta do is just to not poke the bear. W. Wow. I want to see some W's in the chat for the mates. Well played right there. An absolute clinic put on by them. RMV in second and the Dossers in third. We got some replay action coming right at you guys. Bing, tell us what you saw on top of this mountain, man. We've seen this at least 3 to 4 times in the qualifier rounds. Is it it usually is the king of the hill gets the meal, right? They usually get the chicken, but it was the mates at the bottom who ended up changing that narrative and owning this circle.
You know what really happens right here? What really happened is that the circle went down towards the mate side. If it would have went on the other side, the mates would have had a harder time and they would have had to make a tough rotation, right? But since it didn't, the other teams at the top of the hill had to fight each other. And since they were fighting each other, the mates were able to pick off the weak people back over there. And then after they picked them off, it left RMV up top by themselves. And as RMV was left up top by themselves, the mates just had to wait for the circle number 9 to happen and for them to rotate down. And as they rotated down the mountain, they ended up dying right there. That is well called by the mates. The mates do a good job of being very, very patient, Prime, when they need to, right? They don't rush up there for the kills. They believe that the kills will come to them when it's time. And that's what happened right there. They just waited and waited and waited. They picked off people with their DMRs because they're some of the best shooting DMR people on the planet right now, right? And they just wait, pick people off when they need to, and as they rotate down to them, they end up shooting the next people. That's just a great job by them to put up 20. What was that, like 25 kills, 26 kills, maybe more, to put up 20 plus kills in the first game for the FPP money round is insane. Also, let me point out this. During the back and forth beef talk that we had in the Discord, the team said that the mates were TPP superstars. You shouldn't have joined the TPP superstars. You should have joined the team of FPP players. Excuse me. Looks like these TPP superstars are out here just completely dogging this lobby.
You know, here's my problem with the whole TPP FPP thing. You guys may have heard me say this, and for those that have to hear my voice utter these words again, I apologize. I know you guys know that I hate to repeat myself, but I don't care what perspective you're playing at. These guys are playing at a high level. When you ADS, you are fully FPP'd in, no matter what perspective you're playing. And that matters because from there, you got to hit your shots. I don't care what perspective it is. I've seen people hold a rock in TPP and miss every shot in PCL. So it's not always about the camera angle perspective. It is about the people holding the left trigger and the right trigger or spamming the right trigger or whatever gun they're using, because these guys are hitting their shots in both perspectives and they're doing it at a high level. Do I think that FPP, personally, do I think that FPP is kind of my bag? Yeah, but that's just my preference. I do not knock TPP or the people who play it, because those same guys can dominate in FPP as well. And the mates displayed that from game one already with the amount of kills that they got. And they've also displayed it throughout the the qualifying rounds with all of the points they mustered up in so little time, as they were 17th place and found their way in freaking first place at the end. And then we all know the Camo case saying in PCL, we should make it a slogan. It's just the qualifying rounds, right, Bing?
We should make it a slogan. You are absolutely right. Don't poke the bear, okay? Like, I don't understand, bro.
That's another one. We got to make t-shirts.
Look,
don't poke the bear with the mates just sitting there.
Don't poke the bear, bro. Like, I don't understand. Like, there's such a...
Gravity came to play, didn't he?
Gravity, man. Gravity is a phenomenal player. I don't think that people give him enough credit. If you're not the best person on a team of stacked individuals, who cares, right? I'll be Horace Grant on the Bulls. I'll take it. I'll be Dennis Rodman on the Bulls, right? I'm still better than you guys are. I'm still not a bad player. I'm just not as good as Michael Jordan, right? Like, who cares, bro? He's the greatest player of all time, or one of them. It doesn't matter. So it is what it is, and we'll take it. We'll take it as what it is, right? But we're happy everybody's here. That was match number 1. These guys absolutely lasered. We have a short intermission. Some of you guys will see an ad break. We have to play ad breaks to help us. But with that being said, me and Prime will be back in about 4 minutes. Thank you guys very, very much. See you later. Welcome back, everybody. This is the PCL, the PUBG Console League, and I am your host, Invasion Bing, along with my co-host, I am Prime. And we just witnessed match number 1 of the FPP money round, and it was amazing. Won by the mates with a whopping 23 kills, which gave them 33 points. Prime, what did you see? How did you feel? What's the tone? What's the tone that's been set? How are you going? How you feel about what's happening now?
I'll tell you what. The mates have clearly shown their dominance right here. The teams that we were used to seeing have not been at all available game 1 at all. I mean, every team, like the closest team is 21 points behind the mates. And if they just had their kills alone, like you said, with no placement, they're still 11 points ahead of everyone. Plus, there's just absolutely a clinic put on by Gravity and Dimshik. Dimshik, with most of the kills, dropping 19 points for his team. But Gravity, dealing out almost 1,000 damage. He obviously did not get the amount of kills that his damage reflected, but he's all right with that because he is the team player. But in first, like we mentioned, 33 points, 23 of those being kill points. Artimates in second is TD with 12 points, 7 kills coming from that. 7 kill points coming from that. RMV with 10 points, 4 kills coming from that. So mainly placement. NV4, a team that barely made it, did extremely well in 4th place, 10 points, 6 kill points. AIC, only kill points, 4 points with 5th place. Euro in 6th place, Torch in 7th, Berserker in 8th, Invasion in 8th, both tied with 3 points. And then you have the Red Reapers, WC, Avita in 12th place with only 1 point. I'm going to keep my eye on Avita this game, Bing. Pubstars in 13th, ATR in 14th, Valid with a donut along with Genesis in last place. I expected to see more from Genesis. They got some kills initially, or knocks initially, but they were unable to confirm, which does not lend them any points. And Valid had a tough rotation as well, along with WC. Let's see what game 2 brings us, as the flight path was clearly from north to south, right in the middle. We've got match number 2 coming right at you guys. And for sure, Mass getting a knock with the best gun in the game, the DBS.
There's a DBS kill in the PCL. I can't hold my composure, bro. I am elated. What are we talking about?
Oh, you can definitely sleep.
You got another one. Oh my God.
Yep. Listen, let me tell you something. If someone knocks my teammate with a DBS, I'm not pushing.
Oh yeah, it's a wrap.
Yo, right? Bro, I see you game 3, but this guy's a DBS. I want to keep. I like money.
There's not much you can do, bro. Like if you're too like, there's not much you can do. Okay.
Looking at the map right here, being Milta Power, Milta Compounds, Mansion, and Lipovka, all vacant for teams to get there. TD in the best spot with led by Rat, Warhawk getting a knock, NV4 going down slowly. But Tender Source goes down to Dark Soto, but then Trouble and Warhawk wrap up the rest. That's a squad wipe. NV4 goes out sad. And this is some very much needed points from WC Bing, and they're gonna have a decent rotation.
So WC has changed their drop right here, because remember their first drop is Milta Power, but in this case, this is their zone to win.
It is. It definitely
this used to be their zone to win, but now they've moved.
Right. So now it's Avita's zone to win or TD.
And you can't give Avita any more. Avita's the team that you got to kick when they're down. If you let them get some wind, they could turn this around real fast, right?
Sir, this is, you know what? Out of the 19 years I've known you, I don't think I've ever heard you tell a lie.
That's true.
Today ain't gonna be the day.
Ain't gonna be the first day. Today ain't gonna be the first day. Ain't gonna be the first day. Look at this. This is something I wanted to point out while you were reading the scores, right, Prime? everybody since the mates went out to that amazingly great start, that is going to allow the rest of the field to be clumped up together and it to be very easy for you to advance your position in the leaderboard. So
yeah, because there were no kills left.
There were no kills left. They literally stole every single kill, it felt like. So with that being said, these teams should not get dismayed by the performance of the mates, because there's still so much they can do to get back into the leaderboards. The mates are gonna have bad games. No team since we've been doing the PCL has ever played well every single game. That's not how it works. It just doesn't happen. This is PUBG. You die, you flip a vehicle, somebody sprains an ankle, something happens and it doesn't work out in your favor. And that's the joy and the love of the game. So you just got to keep grinding it out. You can't get down on yourself for dying quickly or getting lasered out of a vehicle or hitting a rock or something. You got to keep pressing on. PUBG honors people who have perseverance. So let's just keep it going. That's what you got to tell your team if you're the IGL, and you got to say, look, there's always a chance that we can catch the person in front of us, and you got to work your way up. And I think we'll see that, especially from teams like WC, Avita, TD, Torch, ATR. These are all teams that have been there before, right? The only team that's new, Prime, that's actually new is Jin and NV4, right? All the rest of the teams have players who've been here already. There's no team that has a player that hasn't been here already, right? Maybe, I think this team is new though. The Pub Stars has changed their entire roster, but they were in this before.
Yeah, they've had players who've had the experience and they're essentially veterans in the way this works, and also what teams they're going against, right?
Right. Oh, Morphine gets. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys how to win Pachinki. You cannot, I repeat, cannot cross the street. They will always have a person on this side or two. If you don't see them in that side, you can't cross this street. They're going to be watching. They're waiting for that particular angle. And as soon as they get it, then they surround you or they all come on one side. What's going to happen now is you're going to see one person in one building, one person in another building, one person stay the low ground. They're just going to create so many angles. And then eventually the tacticals get on somebody's roof somewhere to get the high ground angle. And then that'll be that's how they're going to play it. And then they're just going to wait. They're going to figure out what side of the zone you're going to be on. They're going to wait, and then they're going to tag you up. That's just how they play this. It's very easy. After a while, the only problem is that you guys don't know which buildings to go to because you don't land here in comp as much as they do. It's just the facts.
That's this. And I mean, if you wow, tacticals with a knock on Demon Flick right there.
Did he hit him? I'm not sure how he shot this man. He shot him through this window?
Morphine gets revived, but Demon Flick will not see the rest of this game.
Oh my goodness.
And another crossing right there, and Dimchick makes him pay and confirms this kill this time. Team 13 needs to be careful right here. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Tacticals and Dimchick just putting on a show. I'm not landing here,
bro. They have not missed a shot, bro.
You can't land here.
You know why, bro?
The problem is they just know the angles all too well.
Right, they land here every day.
Yes,
I don't even think in rank they land anywhere else. I think they somehow they got the exclusive Erangel code and they land here every time. I think this is the only place they land. But let me tell you something. You know why this team is dying? I'm gonna tell you why. Because they took this real long stick and they poked this sleeping bear for no reason, right? Like let them relax and think that they're gonna run shotguns the whole game. Like what?
Yeah. I'm just confused. Like, do you not watch the tapes? Do you not? I'm sorry. Let me stop using old terminology for you young whippersnappers out there.
They never seen the tape before.
Watch the VODs. Do you not watch Netflix, Hulu? Do you not learn from your mistakes?
I'm just confused. Get out of there. Run.
Your dignity is not needed.
Right. You put your ego to the side. Bro, this is the same thing that happened to SLG. SLG felt like they could drop here every game. The mates won the money round. They won the whole thing because they kept doing that. What? SLG came in 5th or SLG came in 9th place and
because they wanted to contest.
Because they wanted to contest.
You know what's interesting too? everyone else in the lobby, I'm surprised I'm not seeing this in the Discord either. Being honestly, I would be the first person to go in there and say, excuse me,
Chill out.
stop going to
Chill out.
Pajiki because y'all are just feeding these teams kills. Now you can see WC going right to their common spot, and they are in a money position.
Everybody's good. I think. All right, this team ATR is gonna have a tough time if they can't rotate in on their vehicles. Avita is in the spot that they want to be in. Dubsy is gonna hold this whole bottom side right here. The teams that are gonna struggle, you know that this is gonna be a problem rotating in. RMV is gonna have a problem. Luton and those guys are gonna have a problem. I have the mates not having an issue because they're gonna rotate in probably perfectly. I don't know how, but they are. We didn't tell you guys. For you guys who are used to watching PC, understand that we don't have the same tools for the spectating mode as PC does. So we can't give you the player perspective. We can't just click on the map and instantly go to a specific spot. We have to actually fly the camera over there. We also only have one observer camera at a time. We only have one observer camera. So everything that we're doing is going to be in this view until the end of the game. And at the end of the game, we will show you the player perspective. So you guys can see that. We apologize right now, but PUBG is making those changes. They're doing it because of organizations like ours and the support of you guys. They understand that you want to see better entertainment and better production quality, and they're working on bringing that. Also, we want to point out that the scores are currently being handled by PUBG Lookup. We're using their services or their system to provide us with that service. So thank you guys very much for understanding. And, you know, you guys have been here with us for a long time. A lot of you guys are veterans in the spectating modes and things like that. But we're bringing on a lot of new people. That's why we say this every match, because somebody new might not understand what's going on. This is FPP.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to let you know Vita did register their second point. They got a kill.
They got a kill. Oh, it was on Hat. All right. Hat is the youngest competitor here. I want everybody to know that as well. He's a very good player, but sometimes he gets caught out in the open. It just doesn't work out for him. And there it goes. Oh, Prime, I did see Jin getting their register first knock.
A shot right there from Pedram.
Again.
That is what you need for Genesis
and it's
to
stolen.
get some positive. It did get stolen. And now the error is taken out.
Right,
I was going to say that's what you need for a young new team to get in here and get a kill.
Shot at right here
in this money round, but that's tough.
Also, Prime, you know, we have to clear some things up. We got to clear the air. The air has to be cleared. The PCL is not the PCCL. Okay?
Too many letters.
Too many letters. You got one too many C's in there.
We call that the pickle.
That's not the same thing.
That's not called the pickle. I call it the PCL the pickle, but we're the official pickle.
No part of the PCL is a community-based league. We're not letting everybody in. It's not like that. We want everybody to participate, but this is about the best of the best. That's why we're adding groups. That's why we're adding more qualifiers. This isn't just going to be a random show of people just signing up because we want to make sure that this is a competitive experience for everyone. And we're doing our best to make sure that everybody gets a fair shot of getting in, and that our website doesn't crash on the day that it's announced. So with that being said, you know, this isn't the same thing and is done a little bit differently. This is also open and available to anybody who wants to play, not only NA or EU. This is everybody at this current moment. It will be region based after we get an EU production team. But until then, everybody can participate. So
yes, I want to say, I'm sorry, Big.
Go ahead.
I want to piggyback off of that. The PUBG Console Carnage League is, again, to reiterate, it's a community based league specifically in the region of EU currently. And by community base, it's just to, you know, kind of raise awareness of console players and things of that nature for EU, because they have seen reasons to do that on the PUBG corporate side.
Ooh.
This league has been around and is not to be confused with it. This is not a Carnage League. This is not a community-based league. This is a league for professional competitors who want to compete and make a name for themselves. Similar to your League of Legends, your CSGO, your Valorants, all of the above, all of those players who have made their name known from their competitive play. This is where you start off at. So please do not get it confused. Much respect
my
to what
goodness.
you're doing. Well played right there.
But
Well played.
Giggles tried to sneak up on Sparky, and Sparky turned to hit him with that, man.
Happening.
Oh man, but you can see right here the mates are going down here, Prime. Also, there's no disrespect to the PCCL. We love it. We love the fact that there has been more attention brought to console comp. We're all going down again and early. We love the fact that this has been brought to console comp, but they're not the same, and that's all we wanted to say. We wanted to make sure that you guys understood that, and we see a lot of people are getting it confused, and it's fine. That means that the PCL is doing its job, but we were around and we have been around for a very, very long time, and we plan to be around for as long as as long as PUBG is around, and I expect that to be about 20 years. We could be probably 60.
PUBG 2.
PUBG 2. Yeah, right. When you see that, I'll give somebody some money. Only $1 though.
But I'm excited though, Bing, because we got some very exciting things to talk about within these next couple of weeks. Season 8 of PUBG in general is wrapping up, meaning that we get our hands on some new toys, some new things. And then also new consoles come out next month. So we should see a vast improvement in frames and in gameplay. These guys, I need you guys to know that these players, these guys and gals, these players are literally playing with what they have. And makeshift consoles, makeshift whatever. Like they're using SSDs, they're using the best controllers they can buy. These guys are serious, and I know they can't wait to get their hands on a Series 1X or a Series X. I'm sorry, and I know they can't wait for the frame rate
to be uncapped, right? And a lot of people, it's that part of time where a lot of people don't understand that the frame rate can be uncapped, right? The frame rate will be uncapped. So we don't want to, like, a lot of people don't believe in things that happen or that PUBG says because it has failed in certain things, right? But when the frame rate is uncapped, and let's say this game runs, I talked to you about this yesterday. If the game runs just as well as, right, like people who play PUBG don't even need 120 frames. If they get as many frames as COD gives us, they're going to be ecstatic.
Oh, we're happy.
Right. They don't need too much, right? They're going to be ecstatic. And I can't wait to see these things happen. And I'm here for it. Everybody knows that I'm a big advocate for console PUBG. I think it's the wave, and I think it's the next way of going about things. I don't think that we should always have to piggyback on what PC does. I think PC is its own entity, and it's a great place, and they have great people who are involved in it. But I think that same kind of thing should be what console has, and I think people should look at console the same way they look at PC. It should be exactly the same, and I would love it. I would love it if PC people would back console people as much as console people back PC people.
I agree. I think that again, so one thing too to point out, these are all great questions in the chat, and I do want to address that verbally so you guys can hear. You do see the mouse features on the top part of your screen to spectate and follow. Even if we use the mouse,
doesn't work.
Keyboard, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
What they did is they directly ported PC spectating to this, but disabled. There are no buttons for it on PC on your controller for the cameraman's controller. See signs getting a kill and a confirmation lullaby going down as well. There's no buttons for your controller, therefore they don't translate, unfortunately, to a mouse and keyboard button. I have personally tried it.
I have asked the devs personally, right? And the thing about this is that everybody has to understand that at the beginning, this was a port. This game was made for PC only, and then they found the interest in console, and then they moved it accordingly. Console was never supposed to blow up as much as it did. It was not the focus of PUBG, and that's why it is what it is. The hardware is not able to sustain all the features that PC has right now, but in the future, and I promise you that in the future, that is changing. I know personally that is changing. I can't give you guys more details than that. All I can tell you is that it is changing. They understand that these are separate entities, that PC is PC and it should be developed by PC developers, and then that console is console and it should be developed by console developers.
And I want to point this out as well. I'm sorry, Bing, I have to mention this before I forget. For those of you all who are in the chat right now, all 125 of you, or plus if you're lurking, it is very important, very, very important to fill out the surveys that are given in the game accurately. Give it a fair assessment. Let them know that you are experiencing a ton of hitching or you're experiencing some lag, because that helps them improve the game. PUBG has changed their thinking and the dynamic in which they're developing the game, just like Bing just mentioned. So they understand that the need for console for this game is just as important as it is to you to them now, and they want to make sure that because not all of them play. We need you guys to know that, and they don't play at the capacity that you do. In fact, you've blown them away with your numbers.
Right.
I know this personally because the devs tell us.
Right. Exactly.
You've blown them away with the way you guys play the game and the amount of hours you put into the game. So giving them a fair assessment, and being completely reasonable with it, like, hey, look, we're frustrated about the frames. Good shot right there. We're frustrated with the frames. We're frustrated with the hitching on this particular update. It was great last update, but we're experiencing more. Those are things that they want to hear, rather than just saying this game is broken and it'll never be fixed. They don't get anything from that, and they can't help you from that. That's just like,
your feedback is not unwanted. It's just good feedback. Some feedback is better than other feedback, right? There are a lot of negative. Oh man, look, I was just the Dub C is making very bad rotations because they got a bunch of killers on their team and no IGLs, right? And what's happening right here for everybody else is they're just feeding from them, and now they have caused an enormous fight, and now that has caused Bizarre and Sturdy their lives. But yes, you have to understand that that's why we always preach support, and that's why there's so much fighting going on. Oh my goodness.
This is that phase right here. Phase 5 is where you weather the storm and you pick away everybody who's on their knees, right?
How has Sparky stayed alive this long? But yes, you guys have to understand that the support that you guys show is important, right? The likes, the follows, the retweets, they take all that stuff into consideration. Right now, the reason why we don't have the backing that you guys are expecting right now, we are literally in a test phase, right? So the more that you guys watch, the more that you retweet, the more that you follow, the better it'll be. Somebody blew a car up right here, and it was Lilith died to a car explosion, or Lilith killed Brain in a car explosion, and now it's just signs. Oh, it's just signs in where's Tyrannical in the Harry Potter title, and Lilith is. Wow, that's crazy. That was like unfortunate. I think that car right there blew up, and it was a pushed up phase. They still got a lot of kills. They were able to do a lot of things right there. But yes, I just want to make sure you guys know that this is going into a good spot, and you guys are just you've weathered the storm for 3 years, man. And it's right now is not the time to change your views or to be extra toxic in any situation. Understand that things are gonna happen, and there goes Paulo. He just walked up on Paulo.
Wow, good play right
Literally
there.
just walked these steps up. Wow.
Good play. Berserker needs those kills to stay within arm reach. Like we said, the first game was such a one-side seesaw that every team in the middle are like literally kill points and placement points away from just being in second and third right now. So it's just these are great plays, and if we're ranting, you guys, we apologize, but it's information. If you guys trust Bing and myself in keeping this game alive and keeping the communities alive, or at least on console, we want to do that for you guys, and we just want to make sure you guys understand the importance of the information that you're giving them and how you actually provide it.
It's one of those, we have to use our platform to tell you guys the information, because there's so much misinformation on like PUBG forums, and given by even PUBG partners sometimes say the wrong things, and they don't know the facts because they're not actually in the meetings, right? So they're like halfway doing it. Lou knocks Swing with a molly. Yo, I've seen so many molly knocks team to team. It's just insane. And Envy finally takes down that member. RMV is wait, Jin is down to one person. Swings does get picked up. Wow.
This is tough for Genesis right here. They were doing so well. They found themselves in the top 10 right here, but they're trying to get some more. They're trying to stay alive here now, right? They're trying to get the placement. Blackjack just below the wizard tower here, or the archery tower, whatever you guys want to call it.
I don't understand how he's going to have to just play this building forever.
Right. Yeah. I don't see Petrum living in here too much longer. Oh, Foxy goes down.
I like how AV does this. So AV sometimes will have two people holding the person that they know is in the building, and then the rest of the people shoot outside at other people. Luton's gonna go down. Oh, here comes, that's a flash. It's not gonna work. Lou can't push up there. You know what I really like about PUBG? That the flashes don't give you an indicator except for if you actually see the person, if they're flashed or not.
Yeah, with their hand up, yeah. And even then, like,
oh, he's flashed for sure now.
Yeah. This is gonna be an easy push, but yeah, Petrum still couldn't see right there, and then he got attacked by Stanners.
If he could have seen something, he might have had a play right there. Invasion's gonna go down too to RMV holding that compound. Invasion just made a few mistakes right there. That exploding car took them out. They do get some points for being in 6th place. Look at this, Sparky. This is what we talk about sometimes. Even though the whole team was wiped, Sparky is still alive, playing the edge of the blue over here.
Good plays by Sparky right there. A person that usually you see being completely aggressive is now being the survivor. Well played. We got a top 4 situation. 4v4v2. So right now you're looking at, this is legitimately ATR. Team 16. Team 14 is RMV. Team 10 is Avita, and Team 8 is AIC. We're gonna see a new winner here, Bing.
We are gonna see a new winner here. ATR was the team that took down the mates right there as they rotated in. But that fight, even though the Pub Stars, I think we gave the false blame right there. I don't think the Pub Stars were the problem in that last game, Prime. It was Torch's fault, because Torch had a chance to put down the mates and they did not. And now right here, ATR did, and now, excuse me, they have advanced into the top 4. That's well done, and they kept everybody together. These are. Wait. These are 3 EU teams.
It is. You love to see it. EU with the high ping, putting themselves in a position to get into that top 3 situation. Keep in mind, guys, we have 3 weeks of the money round.
3 weeks. 2 days a week.
2 days a week.
I like this rotation, bro.
On Sunday, good shots right there put down by Sweeney. Sweeney's waking up a little bit, letting them know that it is not over.
1v1 situation for him is just too good. From a distance, he might get tagged up right here. There goes Stanners. Whoa.
J-Jark with the gun. Nobody wants to see in the kill feed. Stanners going down to a Groza.
Let's get in. Oh man, that was a headshot. You can see that little red dot on the head. J-Jark gonna try to get a heal off. Who gets taken out? Exclusive got taken out. Okay, he has 3 more smokes left. Well played. Oh, but he gets angled out right there, Prime, by Blackjack. He's trying to get his angles as well.
Yeah, you gotta love these angles that these players are taking. And even right here, like you see Sweeney taking these shots. These shots are not only shots to see if he can make him scoot over, but to give his teammate Jack over there to get a better perspective.
Oh, they got it. It was the third party right here. RMV has pushed down. They've knocked Lou. They've knocked J-Jark, and they've knocked Hayes. So RMV 9 kills, making a push down the mountain, doing a very good job of taking the team out and working to the next team.
This is what I'm saying. This is great right here. Blackjack, we want to see him work some magic. We are told that he's one of the top shooters that nobody mentions. Now you know.
Oh, he didn't get that.
He didn't get that kill, but that right there tells me
that's all I need to see. That's all
right.
I need to see.
I've seen him work some magic in this game, and he is definitely. I didn't know who he was before, but now I know.
He made me a yes
believer.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at this road. I thought Foxy was gonna have a wide flank. If you can see down at the mini map, I thought he was gonna wrap around and continue to give themselves angles so they can enclose AV, but I think he kind of pulled away from it. Right here, you need somebody who's willing to risk their life to give you an angle. You can't just hold the back of the zone because you're still giving AV too much respect and too much room to walk up. I don't want anyone to walk up into my zone. I want the zone.
You have this, and you have the numbers, right? Like you can afford a player here as long as it's good information being given. Like right there, Zip did a ton of damage right there on Standard. Standard's gonna have to heal up. This is where RV pushes up.
This is it right here.
Rooney caught in the crosshair.
That's
Is
fine.
Ruby gonna get the knock? He does.
Can't go for this res though.
I don't think he is. I think he's gonna heal by the tree and then make his push. Mushu now making his way down on Standard, confirming the kill.
Oh, Mushu with the transfer spray.
It's an absolute laser. We got one person up left for Avita, and that's Blackjack.
Blackjack gets a knock and then gets
knocked. Connected, but then he goes down. RMV, the winner of game number 2, with Avita in second and ATR in third. Replay action coming right at you guys right now. What do we see here? What do we see here?
Look, this circle, again, this is not a circle that we tend to see. That's why it's not being managed in the proper way, right? We haven't seen a finish here before. Not just in the middle of the, like, I don't think I've seen a PCL finish right here.
Oh yeah, closest one was Lumberyard. You're right.
Right. So ATR does a good job of this. Was well played by everybody actually, because they all held their particular sides, right? And then moved in. And what you didn't see, like we usually see, is everybody fight on one side and then the team across the circle being able to shoot across. You know what I'm talking about here, Prime? Like now what we're seeing is instead each team engaged the team that they had to. Right now, RMV was able to wipe the 2-man of AIC, which allows them to then move on to fight the next team, and they did it rather swiftly, which allowed them to get the third party and pick up a lot more kills and catch the other team unaware. And the other team that happened to get caught in that happened to be ATR, and ATR was actually, in my opinion, winning the fight. So they were up in the fight against Avita, but then ended up getting taken down by that third party. That's unlucky, but you have to know that with that amount of teams up, somebody has to be watching for the push back to you. You have to watch your backside, and you have to watch your angles. You know that Avita is there, and you know you need all your people to focus that, but there has to be a third party coming, especially in the PCL when you know that there are 12 teams, like 12 members alive, right? There's literally 12 people. You instantly say there are 3 teams up, right? There's three or more teams. So in that situation, you have to be a little bit more aware, and you know that's how it turned out right there. I like the fact that RMV played aggressive. After they got that knock, they pushed up and they didn't wait. I was kind of scared for a minute. They were letting Avita walk up, but then they did take that trade. After you know your numbers, right? They immediately knew there was 12 people, right? They were like, oh, they knew it was 7 up. After you know there's 7 up and you have 4 of the 7, you use your numbers to your advantage. You instantly use your numbers to your advantage. Everything can be a trade then, right? If you trade it out at the end, your guy's up and he's going to be the last person alive. And that's the smart way to play. Aggression always works. You don't have to raise your teammate. All you have to do is hit your shots. You don't really have to heal all the way. You don't have to like boost up. Just hit a bandy or hit a first aid and then go out there and trust your teammates. Everybody swinging. That's what I like to say. That's what I saw. Did you see something different?
I saw all of the same things, to be honest with you. I think that RMV played very patiently and they pick and chose when they wanted to go down and be aggressive. That was great plays by them. They, like you said, they were the team that also took out the mates, right? No, or was that ATR?
That was ATR. ATR took out the mates.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So, but they were the team that we saw initially push up and get the position to be able to make it to this spot. And now they're playing from high ground down low. They cleared their side and made sure that they rotated properly. And then what we like to call, or at least in basketball, what I like to call is 2-man. They did a really good job of 2-manning it there and pushing over towards the team that, towards AV's flank. And that's what took down Standards, and that's what took down Sweeney right there. Now, AV only registered 4 kills from that fight right there, I believe, total. So they're still on the ways back. They did register some placement points as well. But I imagine that the mates and RMV are at the top right now with maybe Avita or another team who has a ton of kills. We will see moving forward. But my goodness, this is a good game. This is a very good game. Not your typical zone finish, like you said. Not a lot of cover, which is great because now you see these players really, really start to become creative and use smoke and other things as their cover. And then this is where you see all of the gun talent as well. And for those at home watching, this is what you love about FPP too. I hope like this is where you see these players really just start to use their instincts, and you start to see the gun skill come out. You see Envy right here coming down, getting the decent flank. Now that knock for Foxy was okay. Foxy was its kill leader on their team right there. But then once he switched out, hey, I'm low. You got the push now. You see Mushu coming in here and taking them down now. So now you have a 2v1 or even a third if he gets the res right here. And Blackjack, this is a tough opportunity for him to overcome. And then that finishes the deal. So well played, great comms, I'm sure, for R&B. And that was game number 2. This is the PCL. We will be back after a brief couple of minutes. Thank you guys for watching.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the PCL PUBG Console League. I'm your host, Invasion Being. I'm here with I Am Prime. This is match number 3 of the FPP money round, day number 1. There are, wow, how many days? Like 12? There are 12 days of FPP action that will happen. And I'm so excited. And that's 4 matches each day. It happens on Saturday and on Sunday. And we will be live at 3 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. That's EST. Prime, how do you feel about what happened in that last match? That was RMV doing a marvelous job as well to get in that win. So that means the mates have won game number 1 and RMV has won game number 2.
I feel good. I thought the mates were going to run away with this, and at least for the first 4 games. I'm definitely not talking about overall from the money round, but RMV has definitely closed the gap on the mates as they cool down the mates. Beginning, and they are 8 points away from the mates in second place. RMV doing a great job with that last game, racking up some kills and also getting that placement with the win, with the W. The Dossers are in third, ATR is in fourth from their decent finish, with Avita coming up in the ranks as well. I think Avita is absolutely beside themselves right now. They're used to winning. They're used to seeing themselves in that those colored numbers, the 1, 2, and 3. They're not happy with their placement. I expect another big game from them with hopefully a higher kill game for sure. AIC in 6th place as well. Invasion hovering around in 7th. This from 3rd to all the way to at least 10th is anybody's game kill and placement wise. And right. You start to see these numbers start to grow, being like you mentioned, because there was not a top side heavy team just getting a lot of kills here. TD Merc actually takes over the damage leader over Gravity from last game, and Dimshik still holds the crown for the most kills. But RMV Foxy is the star for last game, getting his teammates 23 points from kills and assisting with the placement. And this is a zone we've seen before that no one likes.
Man, this is a zone that we've seen before and not many people like at all. Let me show it to you guys right here. Look at what we're facing here. Wow. Now look at this though, Prime. We have WC getting that same fight again. It always interests me and intrigues me that a team will lose a fight in a particular compound and go again. Like maybe they don't have, but we talked about this before. Maybe they don't have a secondary drop. Maybe they don't have a third drop. So maybe this is all they know. So they're going to continue to drop there. And then maybe it's just an ego thing, like what we're seeing right here in Pochinki, right? It's just, I said what I said, and I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, you know? And that might be what we're seeing right now. And that's what we're going for. So we'll see. We're going to go ahead and get a Pochinki again, and we'll see if the turnout is a little bit different than the one that we saw before. This, again, even though the pub stars are not winning this fight, the pub stars are definitely making it hard for the mates to make it out of here and get the win. There will be times that if the mates do win this, and then, or whatever team wins this, if they go on to win the entire game, they will have a lot of kills because they already start the game, like we said, 4 up on the next teams. So, and then they have to, not only that, Prime, they have to battle their way in from the edge. That's where the rest of their kills come from. So instead of being in the middle and go around the sides, it doesn't happen. But we'll see about that.
Same thing for WC right here too, right? They have the toughest rotation. If they get in this fight with MV4, they are going to have a rough game, and that's not what they want to see. That's going to be tough for them.
That's true. There's something else I want to point out, right, Prime? This is something that we talked about, the advancements in the game, right? But what we didn't state was when we do see those advancements, look, this fight has This fight has moved into certain.
Shit gets a knock on, and that's another crossing there. They just wait for somebody to go house to house, and then
they get them right.
They get him.
They know the
get him.
angles. Look. Where's tacticals? On a building, right? He's just waiting on the building.
You have just got to understand that you are not going to. You're not going to be able to cross over, and you're not going to be able to cross over here, right? Like you're not going to be able to cross over from house to house across the street. You can see the placement that they are here. The mates just move about Pachinki all too well.
I just don't see how this is going to work out, to be honest. Actually, the mates are in the worst position they've ever been in right now. But Dimshik has to get knocked right here. If Dimshik wins this fight, then there's no chance for this team to win.
And then before it gets wiped by WC, that's another team coming out of here with
not prime. Dimshik might give herself up right here. This got to be the play. You have to hit these shots. Oh.
He runs away from this fight. Dimshik going back downstairs. Giggles gets Sparky too. He gets to confirm.
I think they got overzealous. They put all themselves in the same spot. The only person that's still alive right here, because he's outside of where everybody else is gonna be Sparky. I'm not Sparky. I mean Tacticals. There goes Tacticals with the DP. He plays that position so well, and what he does is he lets his teammate. He's basically baiting you guys the whole time, right? He just baits them, and everybody focuses his teammates. His teammates do a good job of staying alive, and then Sparky gets an angle, and then he knocks somebody. Now it's a 3v3.
I'm going to say this, and I agree with you 100%, but Dimshik, Gravity, and Sparky play so well, it's almost like it isn't bait, right? Like these guys, they just have, the way the mates play this game, they have confidence in their 1Bs.
That's true.
In 1B, any situation. So they know what their teammates going to do, and they know that if they just hold enough, that Tacticals is going to be able to get this knock right here with another just impressive shot, right?
Like he's over here.
He's over.
Right, and they never spot him, Prime. That's the problem. Nobody ever places tac. If I'm the IGL, we're not even doing anything until he's placed first.
Like you said, where's Tack? Where's Warhawk? That's where the finish right there from Dimshik. They're just too good right there.
And then the signature, I'm shooting your body because you shouldn't be in my city at the end. Also, right. WC has gotten those kills down there, and look at this rotation that everybody's gonna make. We talk about how in the PCL everybody goes south, and since we talk about it so much, everybody's going north right now. Everybody's gonna be at the top. On this rotation, let's talk about this real quick. We do plan on adding more maps to the rotation. Not many more, but we want to add Miramar and maybe Vikindi, just because we want to see a change of pace in the game. And we know that at home, you guys don't want to spectate the same map over and over again. Plus, we believe that
these other maps are PC already too.
Right, and we believe it takes more, right? To be the best console player alive, it doesn't mean, or the best squad doesn't mean, or competitive squad doesn't mean, oh, who's the best Erangel team, right? Because some teams might be better on some maps than others. So we are looking at a way to effectively bring those maps in. We just want to make sure that they are ready to be used, right? Because I can't bring in Miramar and have Miramar, like a person fall through the map or something like that. So we're just waiting for it to get better and for things to improve. So we're just waiting for the new console. So all these things you'll see, there is a sign up for a holiday event that happens in December. It's a 3-week event, and what we want to do is we want to test out every map. So every map will be played. Erangel will be played way more than every other map, but I think every other map is played at least twice. And we're talking Sandhawk, we're talking Vikindi, we're talking Miramar. We just want to see if those maps are able to be played and ran on a server with 16 teams and the final circle, maybe, right? It was 64 people. We just want to make sure that these competitors can have the frames that they're looking for and the plays that they're looking to make. And that's just what it really comes down to being. We used to try to put every map on, and it just was a terrible experience for the players. Some of the bugs and some of the issues that happened. I know you guys remember Vikindi used to have vehicles that you couldn't hear, and Miramar had extreme lag and extreme ping issues, and Sandhawk completely changed. And we don't want to just throw those things at players until they know what's coming up. So with that being said, we are looking to add new things. We are looking to improve the PCL every time we do a new season. but we can't just make random changes during the middle of the season. I hope you guys understand. And like I said before, you always got to remember that we got here for a reason, and we are the official PUBG League for a reason as well. A lot of you guys haven't been following us really closely because you kind of didn't care for comp, or you thought PUBG was dead, or you thought comp was dead, and then you came back just because of the success that the league has had. But trust that we got this, we obtained the success that we have had for a reason, and we are working on continuing that process. So just stick with us. We have some things in store, but again, we can't go into any player perspective modes. We're just flying around with the camera. That's just how the game is right now. And as you see, ATR has lost a member. They couldn't find anywhere to go, Prime. They were driving around for we were following them for like 5 minutes. Through that whole spiel, they were just driving around in circles.
This is why this area of the zone is hated by the player, because there aren't many compounds to really nest in, right?
Nobody knows where to go.
This is almost Miramar-ish right here in this area, with more trees. So there's dips and there's hills, but there's no real hard cover except for the very few compounds that are available. And if you don't get there, it's over. Like you don't have, like if you try to crash a compound, chances are you're going to get into a firefight. And if anybody's knocked, you're going to definitely get picked off. So this is why players hate it, especially with 50 plus players still alive, because everyone sees you. And this is where your true instincts have to be tuned in, because you're no longer just a shooter at this point. You have to be a survivor as well. And one thing I'll tell you guys is that if you have a team full of shooters and not a lot of team members who think and also can be a tacticalist or statistician, I should say, or survivalist, chances are when you have zones like this, you're not gonna weather the storm. You see Lou taking out his teammate right there.
Yeah, Lou runs over Sweet. But that makes up a good point, right? If you have a bunch of killers on your team and that's all they are, killers, you might as well just play pubs. Because that's not going to work in a comp lobby. It just doesn't happen. You need people who can think, because it's going to be maps and rotations that you're just not used to making. This is a good rotation right here by Hat and Doncic. Muffin was not able to make it over there because they had already gotten shot and taken out of their car. This right here, in my particular opinion, is the worst compound on the entire game.
Care package dropped there. Now it's ideal.
I don't even think that makes it better. That makes it a 3 on the scale of 1 to 10 for compounds with the added package. It's so far down on the compound list for me, bro. Like you just have no angles up here, right? If a team is on this ridge, there's nothing you can do. And then a team can be on that ridge over there on the outside of the field, and as you rotate out, you'll die, right? So
there's nowhere to tuck the vehicles. If you do peak because of the elevation, chances are your helmet will get damaged. It's just not an ideal spot. You're 100% right. And from our previous play before, we've been there and we've seen it. Like
that's what caused me to make that decision, right? I was like, oh, we're never ever gonna go back here. When I IGL Team Invasion back in the day, it just was not the place. I went there one time and I hated myself and hated my teammates for letting me go there, and it kept me up at night. So that is just not a place to be, right? Right now, this is something that's important. When you go up here, when you come across the northern side, there's these 2 bridges, and I think this is the best bridge camps around for a comp-based situation, because the map's gonna have to pull to the north based upon the circle, so you can just maintain your position here for as long as possible and then shoot people as they rotate in. It's really important here too, Prime, to know that this zone right here is trash because you don't have hard cover. And for comp players, and unlike comp players in like PC, they like playing in the open a lot. Comp players on console don't frequent the mountains, right? Because they don't find cars as much. They don't power. Some of them do, like the mates, Torch, WC, Invasion even prioritize cars on their rotations. Some of these teams don't prioritize cars as much, and that is because and that's the reason why they don't like this, right? The mates are going to get out right here in the open, use their car as cover, find some cover, and then shoot at people. But a lot of these teams aren't going to be able to do that, and that's where they're going to find their problems later on in the game. And I think that's why this circle is so so toxic in console comp. I was speaking with somebody about using strategies from PC comp in console, and they said, man, there's no way. You just can't do the same things because you can't hit the same shots and you can't make the same rotations. It just doesn't work out for you. It just does not happen. And that's how I would love to have a PC host with us and give us their views on how the game is played and tell us the differences, right? Because we watch console comp, but there's no way we know as much as they do. Oh, somebody from Invasion is hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna pull up. Oh, they over rotated again here.
I think they're trying to get out of that muck there. They may pull up right here, which is
a good
not
spot.
It's a good rotation there to knife their way through a highly populated area. Now the question is, what are you gonna do to stay alive, right? Are you gonna fight? Because you got AV right there to your flank.
Stay right there. He tried to stay behind that tree to heal. He cannot do that, right? After you're getting shot at by this team, you have to understand that they have the angles. There's no way you can stay right there. You have to back up some more to be where Signs and Lilith are, and that would have put you in a better position, I think. There might be a chance for them to res them, to be honest, Prime. But this rotation has put Jin in a terrible spot. They can't even shoot at him.
Yeah, they're coming out of the blue, and this is phase 4. So I mean, this is gonna take some damage here.
Oh, wait, where's Avita? I'm seeing Lou, but I'm not seeing Lou. Oh, I'm over him.
Avita's in apartments.
They moved. Oh no, he's stuck to my camera. If you look on the mini map, he's stuck to my camera. I'm so confused. I was like, okay, where is his location? I need to find him.
He's in the plane with you. He's in the glider. He is in the glider.
Soup gets confirmed by Paulo right there. Oh my goodness, you're causing me grief today, bro.
I'm sorry, I didn't do it. And this is why that compound is so bad too, because now you got to go uphill to get out of that area, and there's teams there.
Right, you see this? That's what I'm talking about, Prom. You're right. That's exactly my point, right? As you wait in that compound on your rotation up the hill, you're gonna get shot at by everybody.
Yeah. 2 members are down from Team 12. This is Berserker. These are one of those little teams that find their way winning a game or two, but that's tough for Gravy right there. And there's no comms for him because his teammates were already down and dead. So right. that made it easy for Laser just to come up there and get the knock. But Laser pays the price because Trouble caught him sleeping as well, which is the last one up over there.
But look over here, Prom. Yeah, so WC took that advantage, and then they came and wiped 2 of those members. Now, what's this? Polly and Mitch are gonna be they switch positions. So now WC is gonna be on top, and then they're gonna be down low, and somehow always we're gonna just call him the care package king. He finds one literally every week, bro.
I tell you what, put that gun down.
That's a hard angle, dude. Man, he can shoot.
He can shoot.
He can shoot. He can shoot a shovel.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Like what?
Personal experiences with the AUG, it's cost me many gifted sub challenges. I'm upset.
I'm personally angry.
I don't even like the AUG on the other game that we're not going to mention on this platform here, but yeah.
Lilith goes down to somebody far, and RMV is going to push Invasion. As Invasion split right there, they need to stay grouped up more together. And I came over here because I thought Torch. I really like this. What do we call it? The plane crash. I like it, and they're gonna have the angles
first, right?
Yeah.
Them and Genesis are always the 2 teams there.
That's true.
And I haven't much from my guy either. Pedrum or Paulo or Thig. Jin's
not having their best experience right now. This isn't their best play, but they're a good team. They're solid. So I think that they're going to do well. They just have to, after you lose a couple, you go down a couple times, your confidence starts to wane, man. Like it's true. And you need to just refresh. You need to go back the next day and say, man, we're okay. But man, we had a tough time.
That's true.
Oh, here it comes. They have a moment. This might be their moment, Prime. You might have talked them up.
Gonna see a good fight right here too. They have zone, so in the winner of this fight is more than likely going to be in a really good position to win the game, Bing.
That's the moment. Hello, they say he's the best. They said he's the best in their region. That's what I was told in qualifiers.
Nice, I like it. I like it.
AV was just wiped by WC as well. Hidrum's gonna get another one.
So are we gonna see? Wow.
All right, Randico's gonna go down too. Look, wait, is Quakes getting this res? No shot,
He's gonna try. He's definitely gonna try. You know Diffie is calling for that res.
Of course 100%. I'm buying a box and I'm safe. Get me.
100%.
Here comes RV.
Like
Another third.
So this is gonna help Torch, Bing.
Right, but I think if you're Jeff, you gotta go. You gotta take this. Rain's gonna finally get taken down by trouble.
Oh my goodness.
Paolo's gonna get rezzed as well.
So they hold off on the mini third party there. This is not what you need. The mates, you see that green just swallowing the woods coming that direction.
Bro, this is gonna be a 4-team fight on the crash site, and I think I don't know how this can go any better. Gravity gets taken down, Jeff gets taken down. Pedram gets taken down, Dimshit gets taken down. Oh no.
I'm so good.
Oh no. That's Jin wiped. Now the question here, Prime, is RMV going to slowly work their way up to get the next? Yes, they are. And that walk up is everything.
I'm surprised that hats off to Quakes and Diffie for backing up and staying alive for this long too. With all this fighting going on, well, now there's that announcer's curse. Gravity's gonna bleed out here.
He actually,
is gonna have to retreat. This part right here is so underrated.
Oh man! Wow. Diffie's gonna knock one, but instantly for the trade. But here comes Tack. Kind of go for the third party. He's gonna confirm Envy. I knew he was waiting to confirm one person. I knew he was gonna do that.
He's such a good heads up player, watching the kill feed and knowing who's around him. Because he was rotating out and then he realized someone was knocked there and he had the angle and he just took it. That's just great heads up play. That is a PUBG player right there for you. That's great knowledge of the game.
I agree. Phase 6 right here that we're in, and WC should have the advantage on TD. These are the times where I would like to see WC somebody call Warhawk back, which I think might have happened. And I think that I would love for them to play edge right here, right? Like just play edge, hold them out. Don't get too overzealous. Don't push out too far, because if you go down right here, you can't get picked up, and there's no reason for that, right? Like if they could just group up and maintain their holds, they would be in a better position. Again, that's just my opinion. TD doing, oh, this is what I love to see though. TD with a money rotation with the vehicles, rat attack being their spotter right there. Probably I'm gonna rotate out to that right hand side.
Play right there.
But you can't have, oh, look, they didn't rotate in far enough, not watching their back. Here comes Exclusive and Sturdy. Exclusive and Sturdy should just play the inside of this, the very end, the tail end of the plane crash. Yep.
Exclusive took some damage and he just retreated a little bit. Smart play. They know they're undernumbered.
Look at this. This guy playing a rock back there just by himself. And he get them
top 3 situation.
Top 3. He gonna be top 3, yeah. Especially because nobody's even on that side. If the circle goes that way, maybe not. But if so, top 3.
He'll walk his way in. People forget that he's around because now all the cluster is where it is, and he's just gonna be able to let people die and then wiggle his way into a top 3 situation.
I need to figure out how he's so forgotten about, right? Like in fights. Like, how do you forget that he's on the field?
He's constantly moving. He pick and chooses. Like he's that guy. He's like that little gnat. That's just like he's there. Like, cause like right now he could be taking shots, right? But the thing about tacticals, and I think you mentioned this before too, Bing, is that he doesn't take shots he knows he can't get the kill.
Right. He's not just doing damage.
Pop shots.
Yeah,
right. I'm not just
damage.
laying out damage, because you don't get points for damage. You get points for kills and you get points for placement. he will not budge until he has to. And when he does, then he knows it's go time. And that's one thing I like about a player like him, a player like Warhawk,
He
a
saw
player
them
like
and
Blackjack.
rotated away, Prime. He rotated
Right.
back down some, and he's gonna stay down this edge. After he spots him, he might do some.
He's gonna catch exclusive right here, and then he's gonna wait too.
This is gonna be a 1v. Exclusive's not. He could win this fight. This is a winnable fight for Exclusive. Usually, let's see what happens. Yep, Exclusive's gonna start off with his nade.
Good nade only does 30 damage, but that's a bigger nade. Now he's gonna ISO. Sturdy may need to come over here and help. It's not what Exclusive needs. Now he can turn. If he can, oh, okay, good play right there from Sturdy.
Well
he
done.
may be able to get the reds here too. He's got 35 seconds to do so. That's a great play by Sturdy, even though they were far, because if he does not help right there, Exclusive goes down, and then if he doesn't hit his shots, Tacticals can get a 1v2, get a double kill right there.
Look at this. Zipped is gonna get pushed up on right here. RMV had this spot right here, and then here comes Dub C. Now this is when Dub C makes. They're a really good team. They don't need. Oh, but they
rat attack get the handle.
Right.
Tender gonna push by himself low. Oh no, he's gonna get to hard cover and heal up. Dang, we got a top 4 situation here, man.
We do got a top 4 situation. I'm waiting for one more player to go down so I can get you guys right into the situation. But look at this, Prom. What I want you to know is this is where the fraggers on Dub C can really play their part, right? You can let Trouble do his thing, and then you can let Warhawk migrate away. Like this is where they really will shine.
They're playing TDM now, right?
Right.
Yeah. You're right. If Dub C can get to this point with all 4 players up, this is where they are dangerous.
Doesn't know that Sturdy's behind them. Merc's gonna try to get a drop down. Rat attack goes down to Tender Source.
It's a good play, right?
That's gonna go down again, Prime.
By Merc. That's just being picked on.
Sure is. Sometimes he just gets caught, like I say about Gravity. He just gets caught being the guy out of the fight. Merc's gonna go down. Merc's gonna go down. Oh no.
Rat goes down too. 3v2. Warhawk gets knocked.
Sturdy down already. Now look at Trouble. Oh, he missed some shots.
He's only got 100 bullets left here. He's gonna confirm a kill.
He only got 100 bullets left. That man don't.
Why is he so good? Why is he so good?
How many bullets you thought he needed?
Why is he so good? Led by Trouble, the Dub C winner circle gets a win, and they have pulled themselves up in the leaderboards. Wow.
We had some discussions before. Some people were mentioning or thought that that comp was becoming a little one-sided, right? We haven't seen that today.
Listen, I ain't listening to anybody or giving anyone extra impressions than what they need, man. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. I do not have time. I just laugh and I watch and I notice.
I've realized that there are a lot of people who have comments and comments about comp who haven't played in it or haven't been around it in a very long time. A lot of people's opinion about comp is based on stuff that happened 2 years ago, right? And they're not engaged in the community right now, and they don't understand how the game is actually being played. And they like, you can tell it's very obvious as well, especially since, you know, I deal with so many people talking about it. But right now we're seeing comp, I don't want to say as balanced as it's ever been, but balanced in a lot of really good players out here. And you can tell by teams like this and how many teams have won matches today. We saw the dominance of the mates in the first game. We saw RMV make some really good plays and be able to pull off that second game. In this game right here, we saw the frags from Dub C pay off dividends. This was especially this was a circle that I didn't expect them to win, to be honest, because they had to do so much rotating. But this might be what caused them to win, because it was out in the open and all they had to do was frag. They didn't have to push to a building. They didn't have to rotate to a position before somebody else. All they did was move with the circle and frag their way in. And when you put 2 of the top fraggers in the game on the same team, they tend to to do things, to do big things.
Yeah, like you said, that's where it happens. And I think what we noticed here, the rotation by TD is what allowed Winner Circle to make this rotation, right? It relieved some pressure off of them. It was a great rotation for TD. They needed that rotation, but it also was a great thing for Dub C because that allowed them to advance. And then what really happened, Bing, too, is we saw, like we're seeing right now, we saw AIC pushing over to tacticals, and that freed up a ton of space for Dub C to get into the playing area, right?
Yes. So this rotation right here, TAC is the reason why Dub C was able to just walk in, right? Because TAC pushes up, because TAC shoots at exclusive, that allows them to push up and not have anybody. Because remember, exclusive and AIC was right there holding them out. This gave them it for free. So the WC was able to take this spot for free, and that just was too easy for them. And then they just instantly rat knocking Mushu. Yeah, you're right. Since RMV moved down into the middle, I don't think that you should ever be in the middle of playing, right? You should be on the far end or the close end. If you're in the middle, it's too much cover and too much room for both teams to push you, or from anybody to push you on either side. And that's what we saw right there. That's also the reason why Torch died as well, because the team pushed them from one side and the team pushed them for the other side, and they were just in the middle. So I just, that's just, I don't know if they could work on that, but that's something that I would have looked at right there. They didn't, and also RMV didn't hold a particular side. We talk about this a lot, right? You have to pick the right side of the team to hold. If you pick the wrong side, you instantly get third partied, and it causes you some problems. I think that exclusive and sturdy should have held a little bit. Right. If you don't get involved in this fight, or you don't shoot until after everybody else gets damaged, you can get in second place or walk in here a little. Oh, you can get more kills when more people get knocked, because they're two good teams fighting each other. So you just got to read the kill feed. It has to be more knocks before you get involved. Instead, they took a 3v2, and then they ended up going for trades. But it happens.
Tough. Yeah, they didn't need it. I'm sure if they could have that back, they definitely would do so. This is a good game. This is a really good game right here. I like to see these new zones. I like to see the way these new zones panned out. It was a really good finish. I think that Trouble really showed his ability right there at the end, as you guys saw the little shades of what Trouble can do. Winner Circle taking game number 3. We will be back for some more PCL action for the 4th and final game of this first half of the Money Round week. Thank you for watching. We'll be back after a few minutes.
Welcome back, everybody, to the fourth and final match of the evening. I'm your host, Invasion Bing, along with I Am Prime, and we just witnessed WC going absolutely crazy right there. Prime Trouble doing a lot of bits in that last match. So far we have had the mates with a crazy game, and then we saw RMV with a crazy game, and now we see WC have their own crazy game. What do we see next?
I think we see another game being played. I have no predictions. I have no predictions. I tell you what I do see though, Bing. I can tell you exactly what I see. I see that there's a tie for first place right now. After that enormous, monstrous game, the mates have completely cooled down. And well, let's not say completely, okay? I want to say that they've just cooled down. They have they have 50 points, but R&V with 30 kill points, 4 kill points behind the mates is what got them to second, or I'm sorry, was what got them to tie with the mates. R&V is a team that we did not talk about being in the top 3 from the qualifiers, and also a team that we did not expect to show up and show out, but they are very much so showing that they deserve to be here and that they deserve for their names to be in our mouths. They were 14th place in the qualifiers, if I'm not mistaken, Bing.
They're just qualifiers, Prime.
I know, they're just qualifiers, and I can turn it on any minute. WC making their way up too from that win. They have inched in close. They are in 3rd place. TD got bumped down, is now in 4th. AIC still with that wiggle room in mid place in 5th. Avita in 6th. I know that they are just absolutely trying to figure out what the heck is going on. They had the money drop, but they're not capitalizing. Bing, the zones have just not been in their favor. ATR in 7th with Invasion in 8th. Torch is in 9th, and they're tied with Invasion right now, 1 kill point away from being above them, essentially. But Nova, even though they got wiped 2 games, they're in 10th place right now with some kill points, so they're decent. Genesis in 11th, Euro in 12th, and the rest to follows. I'm sorry, guys, but I can't even mention if you got 1, 2, and 3, 4 points.
I wanted to say that I thought that this zone was going to go. I wanted to know if this zone was going to go to Millie, and it did not.
It did not. Look who got knocked and killed though.
Oh my! I'm going over there. You know, I was headed that way. I had to see it.
That's a trade. So we got Dimshik going down to Morphine, and then Gravity took a player from 13, but now Morphine going down. But then Giggles gets the knock. This is a different fight, Bing.
It caught
a way different fight.
Look, this is the smarter way of playing this, right? Instead of waiting for them late, Sweeney drowns himself or something. He dies. But instead of waiting for them to get in here late, just push instantly and get as many kills as you can. Catch them with their pants down. And look at this. He's gonna. Oh, no shot for me. I'm killing Gravity. Yes, sir.
Wow.
No. No way he's not going to do this, right? Yeah, I was about to say, I need my points. You guys are going to have to win with 2. Exactly what I'm saying. Yep. Look.
Oh, he got caught outside. They are eliminated, but the mates are down to 2 players now.
If I am the pub stars, right? And my this is just shots after the fight. If I'm the pub stars and my whole idea and prerogative is to make sure that I am griefing the mates, that's what I'm going for, and that you take down 2 players. We don't have those rules in the PCL that say no griefing. We are all adults, and if you wanna land on a team every game, you can land on that team literally every game. That team should have to rotate if they can. If you land somewhere else, if you don't like that fight, it just is what it is.
What's funny is in the playoffs, in every sport that we see, football, basketball, even hockey, baseball, there are some teams that barely just make it into the qualifier. I mean, I'm sorry, into the money rounds or the playoffs for these professional sports. And they know their job is to just get as far as they can and ruin it for others.
That's true.
And that is, I think, what, like you said, that's the prerogative that the Pub Stars took. We saw this zone a little bit before in game 2, I believe, in which I thought that the Dossers were going to actually own because the zone ended up ending in their territory. Let's see if they can capitalize this go round, right, Bing? But now we have
who's going to take zone, this right here, Prime, is my question.
Right. That's what Bing is hovering over is the Hall of Fame.
Right here.
And also what I like to call a shelter compound.
That's this one. Now, you know what they like to do. They do the Hall of Fame split. 2 in the Alamo, 2 in the Hall of Fame, and they try to hold, right? I want to see if that's what's going to go down right here. This might be a Torch rotation. We might be seeing Torch rotate to that particular spot right now. That might be what they're calling. And
this is a good push by them. This is a quality rotation for them.
I can tell you, I can guarantee that AIC goes heaven. Right? Like scoot straight down to heaven right here. That is exactly what they have typically been doing. And we'll see how that goes. I like heaven in this position. Okay, first of all, let's talk about this. Have you guys noticed that we haven't thought that the circle is going to go to the western side of this yet?
Right.
I don't believe it's going to go to the west.
Confidence. None. Yeah, I have zero confidence in it either.
I have zero confidence that this is going to go to the west. It's going to go to the east. If it pops to the west, like I said, if I was the IGL and it popped to the west, we would just lose. We would have to deal with the repercussions. I do not believe it. RMV is going to have a rotation right here. I like this. This is my favorite drop that Invasion does. I kind of actually told them that they should do this drop. They kind of changed out what happened and the way that they did it. I like the drop from Euro. It's kind of split further than I expected a team to split, and RMV doing the same thing. The problem with the RMV split right here is if a team lands Fairy Pier, which teams really, really enjoy, especially the Red Reapers, right? The Red Reapers land Fairy Pier. That's their spot. So on your rotation in, you can't use the road. You have to be further up. If you use the road, you're going to get shot at like they're currently getting shot at right now. And look, I was wrong. They decided not to go there and rotate straight over here.
Oh, this is the compound they prefer, though, Bing. Remember, they like to push to this compound. I think what they do is they already anticipate a team being in museum that they don't want to fight there yet. Like they're going, they assume that there's a team in Hall of Fame already. They made a push one time to that compound, to the shelter compound, but I think that was just because they were already in that residual area. But I don't know. I do not know, but that's not a bad rotation because they can shoot at a ton of people.
I was going to say this right here. This compound, that's the shelter compound, is where Valid goes.
Yeah.
They're usually there often. Oftentimes I can find them in that compound. But we'll see. This is, again, what we're really looking at here, Prime, is where's the next zone? Who is going to be the fool right now, right? Because it has to, with our knowledge, Car's going to be slightly disabled. It is disabled. He has to hop out. He's going to be left to be a victim. If the car blows up, it's going to give away his cover. Oh, they stopped shooting at him.
They did. They must have had the reload situation.
Shogun got caught in the Hall of Fame alone, bro.
And that's right there.
Oh, is he ones? Oh, give me some ones in the chat, please. Spam him. Oh my goodness, he is definitely ones. But Finesse got caught on that split by himself.
I love the chat right now because I saw we're on a delay and I saw that they were just like, oh my gosh, are you serious? They went there again. And then everybody's confused about what happened to Sweeney. We do not have an idea. Maybe he DC'd and drowned in the water. I'm not sure, but that's a tough break for him.
I haven't seen. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I haven't seen a player DC like that in a long time. So maybe he just had to go to the bathroom or something and killed himself. I don't know, man. I haven't seen that in a long. You know, the old disconnects in customs where it would take people a long time to get back. I haven't seen those, and they haven't been reported as often as usual, but I guess that probably did happen. You got to get rid of that OG Xbox, baby, or get a really, really good SSD. Oh, there it goes. AV pulls right up on Genesis with no regard for them at all. This was a 3-man pull up.
It
Get out of
was.
here, Prime. Absolutely.
Are you upset? Are you upset?
Absolutely insane. Wow. I love so there are certain teams that I personally really appreciate, right? And I love the way that teams like AV, ATR, the mates, I love the way they play. I love the way that WC plays. I like the fact that everybody has their own identity and no team tries to be like the other teams, right? I'm trying to figure out how TD plays and I can't place it. I think that they have a lot of really good weapons on their team and they're not using them the way I would like them to be used, right? Like Ratatat has to be somewhere close to every fight so that he can shoot at it. Hey, somebody owes me $1. Right now, I want it. Do you see where the circle ends?
I do see where it ends. I agree with you.
You're not the person that owe me $1 then. Somebody else owes you $1. We all owe.
That is insane.
What's this? It looks like Blackjack gets a knock on Country and a kill. Prime. This remember we made we pointed out something about the kill feed where it was double reds, right? That is an error. They are looking to fix that.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It's supposed to be white when you get knocked, and then it's supposed to be red when you get confirmed. Yo, look at this right here, Prime. This spot right here, right? That Dubsy is pulling up in is exactly where they pulled up in on their 20-point game that they had in qualifiers. The exact same spot.
Yeah,
right
this
there.
little dip. This is a very underrated dip.
It's OP.
It's very OP. That one and then the one that's further a little up the road. That is a spot that I've seen Invasion try to make work out, but they have no rotation after that.
This is
they can't protect
the reason why you love it, right? The reason why you love it is because the team at this compound right here protects you, right? They can't see you, but so they shoot the people behind you, and then the team at Museum or Hall of Fame shoots where Sparky and those guys are at, and the only person that can really hurt you is the person who goes to shelter, right? And that person who goes to shelter is where not shelter that who goes to that shack right there, and if you're on your toes, nobody ever stops. Nobody ever can get there because you're going to shoot them, right? So it's a very good spot to be at. I like Invasion spot. I like Torch's spot. Like you said, they crossed across the road because Torch is a center up team. They want to be in the middle if they can. And that's how they're going to play this. It looks like, oh, please, for everything that I love, I want this circle to pull the mansion.
Look at this. I was going to say, you read my mind. You read my mind right there. Get out of my brain, bro.
Bro, I don't understand, bro. Your team is in the compound and Bazaar trickles out and then gets bursted.
That's a tough spot for him to be in.
For anybody. He's just out in the open. Out in the open, no trees, no cover.
If this zone shifts east, Bing, you got to be kicking yourselves if you're valid because they landed, Lipovka there.
Lipovka, yep. They make that aggressive rotation. If it shifts back over there, you have to be there. And it actually plays in everyone's favor, except for these two teams. I thought
they would rotate the mansion instead. And you're right. No one went heaven. And look at him before.
They have they have the packs on? Jammer packs?
I mean, that was only phase, 2, 3?
Yeah, I don't care. What are you doing back there? Come get involved, baby.
Man, they are trying to stay alive is what they're doing right there.
Survivors surviving. In a survival game.
It's exactly what's happening.
Well, we're spending a lot of time right here because this is where we expect most fights. But now we're going to take you right over here to RMV is going to try to make their rotation in. I wanted to make another point. Before WC moved up in the leaderboards, the top 4, besides the mates, were all the top 5. 4 of the top 5 were EU teams. That's a lot.
That is EU learning to play with their ping situation as well.
That's true.
That is insane. That is hats off to them. That is great because ping matters. Ping matters in this game more so than obviously. I'm sure you guys can imagine. I don't even need to mention it. I thought MV4 was going to be able to get here scot clean, but AV did not allow that to happen. Excuse me. The whole east side of the zone is wide open, and they obviously don't know that. But they just they're having a rough time.
You know, we talk about late rotations. In a late rotation, there's no chance of you, like, you don't know where people are at. So you end up getting killed right there every time.
Yep.
You just don't know where anybody's at. Oh, he just runs into Sparky and you're just driving on the middle of the road. Oh, they split. They don't know what to do, Prime, and they're just donating kills to teams now, unfortunately. Dude gets knocked by Rat, but he's gonna get picked up because he's inside the compound. They were able to make it to this, just lying by himself, able to make it to this compound. But look at this. Euro is made up of a lot of older players that were OGs, and we're trying to see if they can become what they used to be right now. They haven't put in the same amount of hours as everybody else because they have changed. They have went on to other games or changed platforms, and you can see, Laser stays alive by that drop right there by going prone. Is he spotted? He's not spotted.
Look at this fighting
Spotted now.
Right here.
Holy
smokes, fires, cars, people not. This is PUBG.
If he backs up, look how many teams are involved. Oh, Tyrannical gets killed by Embrace. That's Euro going down. 3 members of Torch are down. Dom has had to leave this, right?
Yeah, he has to. And I tell you what, ATR is not backing down.
No way.
So the other way around, you would see Torch be hesitant to figure out how they could infiltrate it, like we saw in game 1, I think it was. But this right here does not play out well for Torch. Damo is going to find a way to get them some more points, though.
One of these kills was stolen by TD. TD is gonna focus Dom. Dom's gonna have a tough rotation. He has to get on a motorcycle, which he does. He's gonna get out of here, like you said, Prime. He's gonna get them some points. I don't know where he's gonna go, but he's gonna figure it out.
That's an all right, I'm gonna head out moment. If you go far east, listen, Damo, if you can hear me through this party right here, if you go far east, you're safe, baby.
This is gonna be tough. This gatekeeping situation right here is gonna be tough for everybody else.
He may make it too. He's gonna drive through until he stops getting shot at, and then he's gonna be okay until he is not okay. Wow, is he gonna make it to the?
He made it to the.
He made it to the Alamo.
He made it to the Alamo. And look, Dubsy allowed another team to drive by as well. Dubsy can't really push too far up the hill because they're gonna get shot at as well, right? They need to stay as far into this trench as possible. If this was TPP, they'd be in a better position. But right now, they can't go too far because I see Monster, Dontrix, and Hat are going to put down shots. Oh, as I say that, Warhawk knocks Merc out of the vehicle. Holy. And Trouble gets the confirmation. Man, those are 2 people I don't want the SLR shooting at me. I got things to do.
You know what Ranked has definitely done? It allows you... It has strengthened teams to confirm better.
Oh,
because of the assist system now.
I agree with that, Prime.
Isn't that crazy? Like assists matter for these players who obviously their ranks matter. You no longer see kills up for grabs on the PCL now.
It's instant confirms.
Right. And they're hitting the shots too. Cause like you before, like I like to think of myself as at least an okay shooter, right? But it's something about getting the confirmation because the players like, doing that weird crawl, good name right there from Sparky, that I suck at. I suck at that, and I suck at players who just immediately lay down on me.
Oh, I see. But these guys, man,
have that practice now, right? Like
multiple people will shoot at you when you go down. They are gonna get that confirmation. They need it
so fast.
Oh, who is this? This is the Red Reapers in TD.
Yeah.
At Heaven. We haven't seen a fight in Heaven in so long.
America looking to slither his way in this. He gets the call out that somebody did damage there. Now America's looking to push up. America's been relatively quiet since BAMF fell apart.
I was thinking the same thing. He was a force on BAMF, and now he's
What? Excuse me?
Hey, yo.
Coming in hot. Double teaming Rat. Rat is gonna get his kill on knocking people as well, I think, though. Yeah,
Prime,
he gets his confirmed.
Prime. ATR said, I see one person. There's no stopping us. We going to him.
That was opportunistic right there from ATR. They heard the fighting, they needed to get in zone, and they pulled up in the middle of the fighting, which is a perfect time to pull up.
Great job by them. Tickle can't get the angle right here. They're too close, right? You can't shoot from the window to this particular part unless somebody. Oh, RMV's gonna take the advantage though.
Wow.
Embrace is gonna get res though.
Impressive shots. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
great
impressive.
Shots right there.
What, 6 times, 8 times? Has to be, right?
Yeah. This allows America, if he knew what was going on, which it's going to be hard for him to get that information, he could do some damage on ATR right here and get some points for his team, right?
Yes, right. He's not gonna risk it though. Man. So this is the difference between a player that's, players that say like I'm confident in playing, enjoying, and a player that's confident, right? Like if a very confident player who plays in this would peek this or work his way around because he hears the knocks and he knows what happened on that side and try to get some kills. His team might be calling him back because it's not the smart play to make. It's just the play of a confident player, right? A player who thinks that he has to make the plays. But we'll see how that goes down. Right? He has to stay. He got to stay aggressive. But this is phase 5.
Now it's closing in. Yeah.
So he should just swing around with his team and hold.
He's gonna try to get a nade here, see if he can connect.
He hit himself.
No, it hit himself. He hit the gate. That's a tough break for him.
And
He's probably not
away.
gonna survive right here. Do they have a vehicle?
It's close. They can run this, right? They can
Not
outrun this
America.
one. If he's fully Nath dies. Sparky and Tacticals are doing a very good job of staying alive, and J Jarkus car is gonna be it's gonna be on fire, right? Embrace was the person taking those shots.
Make a little makeshift cover here. R&B Mushu taking down Blackjack.
Blackjack by himself again.
Down. Yeah.
Soup gonna go down. Lilith's gonna go down. I knew the team that was gonna hurt Invasion was gonna be WC. Right? They never account for this team in this position. They just never know. They just never think about that team being there. And they rotate, and they were going to be the last people to rotate, so the other team was going to be aware. They just never account for them.
That is tough. That's tough for Invasion. They have to figure out a way to win phase 5 if they don't have the zone.
That's true.
If they can do that, if they can figure that a way out, Invasion will be in a way better position there. But you're right, that it's that over rotating or that late rotating for them that gets them in the butt every time.
It's just sometimes it's like they don't say, all right, there's gonna be a team in this position. Right. We can't. If we rotate, we have to be ready. Right? What they do is they just go, and then they wait till they see somebody. 30 died to Tack and Sparky right here, which is crazy. And then they got the reses off. Now they're 2v2 in it. Again, you can't allow a team to literally 2v2 you. That shouldn't be what happens right here. They shouldn't be. What is this? A Jackie Chan movie? You can't let that happen. You can't just run in there and let 2 people shoot you once and then the next person going. It has to be a team effort and a team push. If it's a team effort and a team push, then you can go for trades. There are no trades if one person goes. That's ego, bro. You cannot ego that. That's just not how the game is played. That's not a good way of going about that situation. You have to go for trades. It's important. And also, there should be no reason for them to be able to get that res right there. I'm confused. One of them went down. They were able to get a res and a heal off, or they were able to heal. You got to push for some aggression. America goes down finally, Prime, over there. And now Warrior Pigeon is the last person up. But ATR died right here, too. So they have that whole side, or he has that whole side alone. And Dom holding down the Alamo. Last man in there.
I was going to say that and R&B. They're tasting that #1 spot right now. They're trying to stay alive so they can feel good about themselves going into tomorrow.
If you're Dom, you have to continue to shoot shots to make them think that there are 400 people at that compound.
Right.
Andre pushing up on Lou again.
Stanners wins his ones there, and Dandre goes down.
I just don't understand how you can. I don't understand how you can ever be by yourself, right, in a fight. I just don't think that should ever be a point. Like, I don't.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is an interesting finish. I think we've seen this before one time, but we haven't seen it anymore since then. But what a... I wonder what AV is going to do here. They got R&B as their next door neighbors. Phase 6 closing in. Standards is going to try to work his way in. He may be in trouble if Zip spots him. Ton of smoke is out here. Zip going to slowly rotate in. He's on his belly, crawling in the zone.
Lou is beaming hat right here. There's so many people over here fighting each other. Missing the fights though. Lou is still gonna try to crawl in. What?
Wow.
He won that fight?
And AV has 10 kills from that. But now they get wiped. Zipped made his way in the zone from crawling and pushing in when AV got into that fight. He is up against the wall, but he forgets that he has on a very bright green. Oh my goodness.
Is Dub C gonna be able to make it into the zone right here?
I don't know. I mean, they have the vehicles to do it, right?
Yeah, they do. So
I'm just caught off of guard. I'm caught off guard from this comment.
Right. That was wild. Yo, it's crazy because you could tell that that person who made the comment hasn't been here before and doesn't know about comp at all, right? And if that person believes that they're better, they can just sign up at any day or join any scrim. They have no chance. I think what I'm gonna start doing, right, is making a list of people who do that and then putting their KDs up on the website and their games. Oh, Signs! Look at Signs! WC was not able to make it either, Prime. Only 10 resources left and he's gonna go. He's alive. He's not alive.
Excuse me.
Signs dies the play zone. Signs died the play zone. Well, who else is knocked? It's 1v1v4. Somehow, Berserker Esports was able to hold the Hall of Fame for forever, Prime. They have 8 kills, able to hold it for forever. Wow. Who's left? Dom made it to 3rd place. Surviving in a survival game.
Legend. Bro. Zip too. I'm giving it to him because he has on bright green.
He's just gonna stay here forever.
And Damo has a care package for cover for the next zone. This is looking like Team 12's game. Berserker,
I don't see how they can lose.
Week 1, we've got a winner, a different winner for each game for the first 4.
That's true. Another winner for you're right. You're definitely right. We got some rotations going on here. Who do we have? He's gonna try to get another angle, right? They don't know where anybody's at. Oh, because these two people haven't shot at all. Oh, there it goes.
This is a money angle for them, right?
You know
here.
what happened? Once the smokes go out, you're dead.
Yeah, now you know where everyone is.
Right,
yeah.
you're dead.
Gravy has the best position right here too. If he can play patient, he makes this an easier game for their team.
He died to the zone. Down.
He did his best right there. Everyone in the lobby knows where Damo is now.
Right, he's put down 16 smokes. Prime. It's gonna be pretty tough.
And they have this is a decent game here for Berserker. 8 kills. This will be their 9th unless Damo dies the zone, which we have seen him do countless times. He is not gonna give points away if he can help it, right?
And he goes.
Oof. There it is. GG's. Berserker Esports with the 4th and final win. What a game. And the player who took Hall of Fame, or also known as Museum, is the winner right there. What a game. What a game. A replay action right here, guys. You guys saw it. I have to give my credit out to Zipped, and also give my credit to Damo. I mentioned that earlier, Bing, you owe me $1. Because I said Damo's going to find his way to get some placement points, and he did for his team. That's a big play by him for sure. And this, I was surprised that AV could not. I mean, first and foremost, AV made plays that is just unspeakable. The amount of cover.
What's wrong with Lou?
That he had right here.
What's wrong with him? Right? Like how does he hit those shots? Right?
Yeah, and then Lou it hits those shots. Insane.
What is wrong with Lou, bro? That's what I want to know. Somebody explain it to me. He ends up dying though. I don't know the angle that Trouble had, Prime. Oh, from the top. That's who killed him. Okay, I respect that. Signs would have also gotten scot-free if Warhawk doesn't stay at the top as well. What Warhawk staying at the top? Signs has the fight right here. And this, so that win, they won this side with 2 people. I'm confused. That's how Berserker won the game, because they won this pull up right here that we talked about. Wow. Decent plays by these teams, and this is a decent. I didn't expect this. Is why I was wondering where they're going to be able to get in. I was wondering where they were going to pull up. They probably would have had a better chance not going to the half wall, right?
Oh no. I'm sorry. Yes, you're absolutely right. And I just saw the funny. Oh no.
Oh, okay. I saw what you saw. So that person's KD was put on in the chat, so we could see that their 1.8, their 1.08 was not good enough to beat anybody in this lobby. What? Yep. That person's not even better than the announcers.
Hey, hold on. Hold up. He gave me credit at least.
I mean, bro, I'm just saying. I've retired.
Been and I'm not in it.
I retired from comp 80 years ago, and there's no shot that I have a shot in this lobby, and he doesn't have a shot in my game, period. I'm just over it, bro. Like, don't. I mean, it's fine. Express yourself in your confidence, but you're not willing to put that on. You're not willing to put yourself out there like that. Don't come in here and disrespect these players. What? I'm better. That's like me saying I'm better than 90% of the people in the NBA. This is just a farce. Wait, Dom had a VSS the whole game?
Just putting out little mosquito bullets.
But everybody, we're gonna do something a little bit different today. This is gonna be our first time doing this, so give us a few seconds. We're gonna go back into our face cam mode, and then we'll talk to you guys about the things to come and about this week and about the games and the matches. And then after that, we'll pass this on to somebody else, and so you guys can be entertained by them as well. We appreciate everybody coming out today, though, and for you guys who don't stick around, but we really, really had a good time. And one thing that's really important, Prime, 4 different matches, 4 different wins.
4 different matches, 4 different wins going into the first half of week 1 of the money round. We got 3 weeks of the money round, so a total of 12 games. And wow, just great plays. And all of these teams, honestly, have showed that they belong, right? There is no bottom feeder team here that's just sitting there and just not doing any damage. And I mean, even the quote unquote worst team being right now are the Pub Stars, being the griefers of the mates. And they have honestly came here and they've done their job these first 4 games. They've picked on them. And now R&B has made their way up to compete against the mates, right?
Right.
So it's tough.
They can shoot. Everybody can play. I think that you're right. I think that it shows that even the teams that aren't, how can I say, aren't being spoken about as much, that doesn't mean that they aren't as good. Oh, problem here. Maybe I don't. But yeah, I agree. the thing is, well, we'll be right back. As a matter of fact, here's the finals. We'll be right back. Everybody, give us like 1 second. Okay, Prime. After seeing everything that has gone on today, um, is there anything that surprised you? Were you? So we saw the mates completely, completely dominate game one. In game number two, we saw RMV rotate really well and dominate that final zone. Game number three, Dub C again dominating a zone at the end. And then in game number four, we see Berserker Esports holding the compound and then stopping the momentum from WC to come down and be able to try to take over their compound. So they protected what they had and then came out there and wiped everybody else. So what did you like? Is there anything that surprised you in this situation, or is this kind of what you expected to happen?
I am a little bit surprised, and there are some narratives that that I guess would be the stigma for what people think is for PUBG, and saying that, you know, the teams are top heavy. It's always the same story of the same teams winning over and over again. And I disagreed with that statement that was made on social media, but I stayed relatively quiet and I let these guys prove them wrong. And this is the part that I'm not surprised by. We had the first week out. We've seen these teams in the mates, RMB, Dub C, and everyone else actually show why it is important for them to not pay attention to social media and to go out there and show their willingness to go out there and compete at these high levels. I will say that the biggest surprise for me, the part that I did not expect, would be for RMV to do the bits that they're doing. They are doing things at a very high level, and I did not expect to see AV not being talked about in the top three after these first four matches. This is just absolutely something I did not expect. I expected AV to talk about them. I expected the mates to talk about them. I expected maybe WC or TD to get up there in Invasion. But for AV to be sitting through three games at 6 is just absolutely mind blowing for me, because I'm so used to seeing them in a better position, right? And like I said, they have had some unfortunate circumstances, but they were just getting wiped by teams who were tired of not winning, right? And also seeing Warhawk going down on the first two games as well early. That was interesting as well. And these zones are brand new to these guys. There was maybe one or two that we've seen, the mountainous one and the Northwest region one, but with the plane finish. But
even this zone that you just saw right here, right, didn't end in the typical spot that zone ends in, right? Even sometimes we see it in that location, but it doesn't actually stop right there, right? And we're starting to see different things. So your IGL has to pick these things up on the fly, and I'm appreciative of that. AV has moved up in the fourth place, but they're tied in fourth place with TD, but that's still lower than I expect them to be in. Berserker Esports has 23 points as well. So there is a large gap right now between the top three and the bottom half of the leaderboard, but that is going to change. Remember, we have tons of games left, and that's why there's so many matches. There's so many matches so teams can come back, and so we can see what happens. We're trying to reduce the impact of RNG on games, and that is what it is. One thing that I would like to point out, I really appreciated the rotations that I saw today, and the shooting. The shooting was A1. A lot of people say a lot of things on social media, like Prime just said, about stuff that really doesn't matter. And I want to make sure that you guys are aware that we take everything with a grain of salt. And the reason for that is because we know where the PCL is going and we know where PUBG is going. And it has its flaws, but it's correcting those things and it's going to make it better in the long run. I have one more thing I wanted to ask you. It was important, man. It was important. Hold on. I'm going to get to it. Hold on. Oh, this is one I ask you. How many milli zones are we going to have tomorrow since we didn't have one today?
Whew, I'll tell you what. If we see 4 straight military zones, I'm going to be absolutely exhausted from the amount of call outs that we have to make, from the amount of action that happens. Because what we usually see, being for let's say the larger landmass zones, the directly west ones like in Gaka Field and the directly east ones in Mansion Fields, we see more fights happening more towards phase 4 and phase 5. But when there's a military zone, it's rushed. And there's a huge funnel effect, where teams are trying to fight their way onto that small island, and then there's not many compounds and there's a ton of fighting going on, and you see a lot of teams that are weak going into the phase 8s and the phase 9s, where it's 2 and 3 men going in and trying to finish up a game with like red gear on their indicators. So that's the action that we like to see. I'm going to go with at least 2 military zones tomorrow for sure.
If we don't have 2 military zones, we're going to have those zones where 50% of the zone is water, at least, right? And it's going to be a lot of early fights. I'm interested in seeing how those early fights go. And we have to talk about the elephant in the room. It has to be spoken about. Will the pub stars continue to drop on the mates? Now in saying this, all right, so the beginning part, the mates were they just devastated the whole lobby. So to be honest, in that first match, they did donate those 4 points. But after that happened, Torch missed an opportunity to get that wipe on them. They could have stopped it right there. They could have stopped the bleeding if they would have third party that fight. Instead of third party in that fight, they waited, and then the mates were able to wipe them. And then going forward into the rest of the games, that's exactly what happened. The mates were getting wiped by other teams because they didn't have time to loot and because they didn't have as much gear as everybody else, and they couldn't rotate to their good spots. Now, the elephant in the room, somebody asked, are you going to stop people from griefing other people? Are you going to institute a rule about that? No. What I'm going to do is, because there's no way I'm going to say that the mates can land Pachinki every time and a team can't land on them every time, that same team. That's just not the way it's going to happen. And the reason for that is because Pachinki has too much loot and you can't dominate the middle thing in the zone. Just continue to kill them and continue to make your rotations, or change your location. That's all I see. I don't see a reason. I mean, I can see if they just, for some odd other reason they did that. But what happens to the mates is team after team after team contest Pachinki because Pachinki has the easiest rotations and it has a lot of loot and it's already a hot drop from pubs. So people just want to go there.
I'll tell you this, Bing. I don't think anybody on the mates are complaining. They think it's 4 points every game and they're down for that. Honestly, I like Tacticals, Dimshik, Gravity, none of those guys strike me as somebody to complain and say, bro, can y'all leave me alone? Can y'all leave us alone and let us loot in peace? These guys are loving this action. They're loving the fact that they have some visitors, right? Like they entertained when they had last season with SLG there. They're entertaining it this season with TD going there. I mean, yes, TD going there. And they think it's free kills. And also, if you're already if you're in your environment, you're in your element, and obviously with the increased loot, you're gonna have the guns that you want from RIP, right?
That's true.
I'm down for those initial fights to get them going, and now I'm going into the next few zones with my gun already warm, because now I'm warmed up. I'm not just going from compound to compound, waiting, taking a few shots at a few cars, and they drive by, and then when it's phase 4 and I'm in the zone and I'm whiffing shots because I haven't fought all day, I'm upset, right? These guys, the mates live for the early action. That's why they hot drop. That's why they pick Pachinki in the first place. Right. If you watch Gravity or you watch Tacticals, or if you know these players, which most of you out there do, they go Pachinki in pub games and in ranked games and in whatever games. Mm-hmm. If you watch somebody like myself or Bing stream, we go elsewhere.
I'm not going
because
there.
We're moderately hot, but we don't go there. We'll go Millie. Right. We don't go Pachinki. These guys live for that. this is what they know. And they showed it today. They showed the angles that this is FPP. This is what you guys want. Let me say that. Like they know the angles. They see some feet scatter across the street. You don't live to see that the other side of the road. And Morphine caught that twice. Like he got caught in the middle of the road, got knocked, he got picked up, and then he got knocked again trying to make his way through the alleyway. So I don't see the TD leaving Pachinki. And like you said, I agree. I'm sorry, Pubstars. I keep saying TD. Pubstars leaving, and I don't think that the mates are bothered by it.
I agree with that. So with that all being said, we'd like to wrap this up. You guys, we appreciate everything that you guys are doing. Thank you all for all the follows, all the hosts, the raids. What we would like to ask you guys to do, make sure you follow Prime. He's doing a great job. I am Prime. Make sure you follow him on social media. Make sure you follow him on Twitch. Do the same for me, please. Social media and Twitch. And then make sure you're following and subscribed to the YouTube for the PCL, as well as all the other social media accounts. We're going to do our best to make this grow as large as possible, but we need your help. So make sure that you guys are following us and you guys back us as much as you can. And with that being said, Prime, that's it for us, man. What you got?
Man, thank you guys for coming out. I look forward to these games tomorrow. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great one, and I'll definitely be energetic just as much as you guys. Thank you all for coming out, and see you tomorrow.
Peace.